Yo, Joseph, what's up, man? Happy New Year. It's 2021. This is the first podcast of 2021. You should be super excited.
I'm really excited. Why don't you just do your intro?
See, you're so excited. You're going to leave me to do my intro anyway. Well, I was hoping I would have my new intro for in time for this, but it just didn't work out. So we're just going to have to go with the same old intro that we have all this time. So here we go. Run that intro. Other one.
Nitro
Something.
is the glory. Welcome to the No Name RC podcast with your host tonight, Keenan White, aka Lefty the Great, and if you are unlucky, the Finnish village idiot, JQ. This is the RC podcast with no name, but plenty of content. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious bench racing.
Yes, Mike is the glory, but E-Buggy pays the bills. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 108 of the No Name RC podcast, the first podcast of 2021. Happy New Year to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays. Joseph, I'm going to have to mute you because your mic's really hot, so get that figured out. Hey, man, we are back. We took a hiatus here. I took a hiatus, desperately needed. Yeah, but I've still been around. I've still been busy. You know, things have been busy. Silly season's been busy. I've been keeping up on things, but this is our first podcast. We do not have a guest this week. It's just going to be Joseph and I catching up on basically what's been going on while we've been kind of on vacation. There's a lot of things going on in the RC industry we need to talk about. So that's what it's going to be about this week. We're going to answer some of your questions and all that stuff. So thanks, guys. Like I said, I hope you guys had a good week. A good Christmas and all that stuff. I know I did. I haven't even really talked to Joseph about his Christmas, but I just wanted to say thank you, everybody. Thank you to the NNRC Squad around the world for all you guys' support. I was talking to a lot of people while I was kind of on vacation, and I appreciate that. Everybody, thank you for the support. It's greatly appreciated. We're growing. We're over 3,000 likes on the Facebook page, and growing. Instagram's growing. Our YouTube, man. Please, can you go to YouTube, sub to the NNRC podcast channel, give us put on that notification button, as well as give us a like, and also go to the JQ Racing TV channel. Sorry, I had a little issue with my camera just now. Sorry. Yeah, go to the JQ Racing TV YouTube and sub to Joseph. He's making great content. I wasn't part of our ranking video, and we've got a couple of other videos planned. I'm going to be doing videos like one subject videos, short videos, like kind of like what I did about Cav, but a little shorter. So thank you, everybody, for tuning into that. Please, we're trying to get to 1,000 subs on our YouTube, on the NNRC YouTube channel. Please help us. We're at like 550. So everybody that signed up the other day, I greatly appreciate it. And subscribe. Shout out to all the patrons of NNRC, man. Love you guys like life. Thank you for all your support. I hope you guys had a great Christmas and whatnot. It's, you know, without those guys, we really can't do it. I was able to get some new equipment. I got myself a GoPro 9, stuff like that. I bought that out of the Patreon stuff. So thank you for that. Always trying to improve hopefully when I get to races. So thank you to the patrons. If you guys wish to be a patron, there is a link in the written description of this podcast. Every little bit helps. Thank you, patrons of NNRC. Shout out to our sponsors, man. First off, I want to say shout out to Mayako. Remember, the contest ends on Friday. Like Mayako.official on Instagram and Facebook, and share the pinned Facebook post for a chance to win an 8-scale buggy of your choice, along with the top of the line engine and servos. Head on over and do that now. We hear more. I actually hear more news is coming on Friday. So everybody's asking what Mayako is. I hope we all know what it is on Friday. So maybe they might be revealing what they're doing that day. So thank you to Mayako for their support. They are a title sponsor of the podcast. Shout out to RCMX Online, Beach RC, man, Brent and Beach RC have been with us for since the inception. Thank you for all your support. Go check them out at My RC Box. I know the Beach RC, Whale and Lucas and everybody will be at the Southern Indoor Championships, SIC, in Alabama this weekend. So go check them out. Tell them Lefty sent you. Grab yourself some No Name RC gear or some decals. Tekno RC, thank you to Tekno RC for coming on another year with us. I greatly appreciate it. They've been a big supporter of the podcast. I think Tekno RC has probably the best driver lineup going into 2021 for 8 scale. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Thank you, Tekno RC. Check them out. They bring you, they're just been with us for a long time. And I appreciate their support. Papa Willie's Traction Tonic, another long-time sponsor of the podcast. Go check them out there. I think he's at the Chili Bowl, or a lot of his races are at the Chili Bowl, big oval race going on. Remember, go to papawillies.net, use promo code NNRC in all caps, and you will save 10% off your order. Manscaped.com. Did you guys get your Manscaped gifts for Christmas? I hope you did, because you remember, use the promo code no name in all caps, and you save 20% off your order, and you get free shipping. Cut through the jungle, find your manhood. Manscaped, it's a new thing. I need to do it myself. It's been a while. Racecraft USA, love them guys. Yeah, dude, at all them guys, doing with their command module. It's awesome. Hopefully, when I get to America, I'll pick mine up. But if you haven't, their website's launching this week. Check them out and show them some love. Let them know you heard about it from the No Name RC podcast. Love what dude's doing and Racecraft are doing over there. Good luck to those guys at the TNR race, main race this weekend. And get pitted with them, man. Get pitted with Racecraft USA. Sun City RC. I was talking to Jerry Showers and Corbin. Good luck to Corbin, man. And they got an operation yesterday. Thank you, Sun City RC, for your continued support. It is a bummer about what happened with RCGP, but we'll talk about that more. Go check them out if in the El Paso area. It's an awesome track. The Showers family are awesome. And see if you could beat Corbin only with his own control. I bet you can. Next up is JQ Racing. Thank you. Shout out to all my JQ Racing family. Love you guys like life. Shout out to the JQ Racing team that is going to SIC this week. Good luck to you guys. I wish you all the best. And I hope you guys have fun. I wish I was going with you, but I can't. So maybe next time. House of RC. Connie has been a big, long time supporter of the podcast. So we're trying to help him gain more subscribers. Well, not subscribers, more people into the House of RC. Go check them out on Facebook. Go check them out on their website. Where this is like the one-stop shop for all your RC information. So if you guys go there, fill out your profiles. It's pretty cool. He's doing a good job. Go sign up at House of RC if you can, please. If you haven't done it already, please do. Of course, RCGP. They've been a big supporter of the podcast. Obviously, we're involved with it. Too bad about the cancellation of the first round, but that does not mean RCGP is finished. We will look forward to the Portugal round. Shout out to my boy Wally Builds, is doing good stuff. He's going to the AMA race this weekend. Show him some love, throw him some love. And of course, JQ Threads, a clothing company providing opportunities, it's a company providing opportunities, not just about business. And shout out to my boy Connor Ehlers of Duluth Cranes for his support. I greatly appreciate it. What's up, Joseph? Where are you? Are you there? Josie, it's time to come back into the, everybody wants to see you. Come on.
No one
Hi.
wants to see me.
Oh my God. What's up, Josie? Your internet's acting up already. What's going on, man? Happy New Year to you. Santa didn't bring you some new internet, unfortunately. So, how are you, man? How was your holidays? I see you got a lot of snow in Finland. You got a snow shovel. You must be just absolutely miserable.
Yep, first year in Finland of a winter in maybe a decade.
And just to get, you would think that this guy's from Finland and he'd be used to the cold weather, but this guy feels cold in California.
Yeah.
Okay. Max, Jonas, all that guys were cold. And I'm like an island guy, and I'm like, oh, I have much more cushion than you. So, yes. But how was your holidays, man? I saw you. I looked like you enjoyed yourself. Did some non-RC stuff. We guys took a break, a hiatus. I actually needed it to gather myself. We still kind of worked. You pushed out some videos. Your last video was really good. We did a good video as well. But I'm eager. I'm happy to be back, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, Joseph.
Yeah, this is actually a new personal best. 3 months I haven't driven an RC car.
Really?
Last time was like 2nd of October or something that I drove.
Well, what about the 10 scale stuff? Can you not get in there and do some stuff there, like what you was planning on doing?
Yeah, but I haven't.
Okay.
I have them already now, finally. So maybe Friday I'll go.
All right. Cool, man. I don't know what you're fiddling with right there, but it's coming all the way through. Your mic's really hot. Yeah, it was a quiet holiday for me. Obviously, I had my sister-in-law's here with her husband. They're still here. They decided to stay longer. It was good, quiet. Christmas Day, we was put on the like, and then we was kind of on the. We actually they released the curfew on Christmas Eve because that's when everybody does their dinner. So that was up open. You was able to be out to 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was peaceful. I bought my son. My son got a computer. I also bought him. My daughter got some gifts. My wife got what she wanted, and I got these two little mini crawlers. I bought them from BRC. Thank you, BRC. And I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I got the Axial Mini 24 crawlers. They look nice. They're nice. They're cool. They're easy to work. But I mean, I had one, my yellow one. I bought a yellow and a white one, a yellow Jeep and a white Jeep. One for me, one for my son. And my yellow one just stopped working. So if anybody, I think it's the motor's going. If anybody has any suggestions for these micro crawlers, even if you can point me in the right direction to buy a used setup for them, I would like to get it back working. It's just sitting here on my desk. But yeah, it was a good good Christmas, good New Year's, quiet. Like we was on complete lockdown for New Year's. Couldn't be out after 7. In fact, we just came off a lockdown where on the weekends you have to be in your house by 12. So now it's 3. So we kind of went on tight lockdown, blah, blah, blah. But we enjoyed it. And I'm still kind of enjoying my, like I took an extra week last week and just relax. Like, just do stuff. So it's good. But now it's time to get back to work. We got a lot of racing going on. We had the 10 scale race at the CRC race. You got 3 8 scale races going on this weekend. Obviously SIC is the biggest one. Then you have the TNR Team Nelson Racing A-Main Challenge where Anthony Westergaard built that track. It looks badass. That's going on at Victorville SoCal Raceway. And of course, the CRC 8 scale version of the 10 scale version is this week. That's the oldest race out of those two, really. That race has been around, I think, longer than DNC. It's CRC race. It just lost a lot of its luster. And I think this year it kind of came back, especially on the 10 scale side. It's always been a big race for 10 scale, but 8 scale, not so much. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to catch up with before we go into some news and stuff, Joseph? Anything else that you would like to talk about before we head into doing some news?
No, let's do the news. Silly season. Get this
Yeah, because
done.
we got a lot of questions. We got a lot of silly season to talk about. So, let's just get right into that. And we will start with the RC news brought to you by manscaped.com. Now, as you guys know, Manscaped has been a sponsor of the podcast for about 6 months now. I've been using their products. I actually have to order some more replacement blades. And obviously I need to order some more of those comfortable boxers because they're so nice. So they've been on there for a while. I mean, it's out of the industry sponsorship. We all need a little trim here, trimmed on there. It's good for males, females, all that type of stuff. Manscaping is the new thing. Try out their new Lawnmower 3.0 it's got lithium ion batteries, long life, a light, it's waterproof, it's got exchangeable blades. It's just great. I've been using it on myself, on my body, as well as my face. So yeah. Also, they got so many like the ball deodorant and ball spritzer and all this type of stuff just to keep your manly parts smelling fresh and good order. Because women do like that. Like they like all that stuff. So go check them out at www.manscaped.com. Pick yourself up a Lawnmower 3.0 kit. Use the promo code no name in all caps and save 20% off your order. Thank you, manscaped.com, for supporting the podcast. So Joseph, I'm trying not to answer too many silly season and whatnot questions in the Manscaped news, but I just want to talk about something that I think is absolutely awesome, and I want to say congratulations to them because I think it's badass. I know you're not into this, Joseph. I know you aren't into the no prep drag racing scene, right? But it's actually really growing. They have a race coming up in Vegas with 256 participants so far, and a pot of over 25. I think it's almost $25,000 right now. So one person's going to walk away with over 20K in Vegas after DNC. This happens after DNC. All right, so that's cool. I've talked about that. Actually, the podcast is part of that. It's a sponsor. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be there, unfortunately. But what was really cool is, Tim Smith has the TSR podcast, his podcast, which he talks about drag racing. I love it. I like Tim's energy. I like his character. I have a lot of respect for him, what he's done in RC. What he done, he had, like this whole no prep started with from a show from Discovery Channel. It's called The 405 or Street Outlaws. So they had the main character, who's this guy, Big Chief. Now I don't know much about this, but this guy super popular. I've glanced at this. I'm not really into drag racing like that. So I feel so bad. You're just drinking Smirnoff Ice, and I'm drinking water. But anyway, they had Big Chief on their podcast, and it was cool, man. Like he gets it. Like he was talking about how they have to film and all that type of stuff. And it's funny. He was really stoked to see the RC version of the cars and all that type of stuff. But it's funny what he said is, yeah, I had a friend in high school, and he said his name. I can't remember his name. And I remember I walked into his garage, and he had like a full professional RC setup, and he was sponsored by Losi and all this type of stuff. And he goes, I didn't even know this was a thing. Right? He didn't even know, and that's a big thing I bought from that. There's so many people out there that just don't know what we're doing. They didn't even know that we race this stuff. But it was a good listen, man. Tim and them guys were so excited. I could imagine it would be like, who would get you excited like that to have on the podcast, Joseph? Like if you could have somebody, if you could get somebody like outside of RC who's into art, like onto this podcast, who would you like to get on her?
I don't know. To be honest, no one excited.
I would like to get one of these motocross guys on her, like Villapoto or something like that. That'd be cool. Or no, I would love, I like Steve Mathis. I just like to get him on her just because I'm a fan of his. But yeah, I thought that was a cool thing. Cross promotion with RC. Like, I'm not saying this is going to lead to anything for RC, but I just think it's cool. And any exposure that we get, congratulations to Tim, Matthew, Hausen, TSR Speed Shop. Go check them out. They're on iTunes, all that stuff. It was a good interview. Good to have stars coming on to. Maybe that guy, Dak Shepard, could come on the podcast. That'd be good. Yeah. All right, Joseph. There's been a lot of things going on in RC. Obviously, we can't cover all the news items. So I just put on what I think is like in the month that we've been off, there's lots of silly season changes. There's lots of things going on. But let's talk about this CRCRC race, right? This is the first big 10 scale race of the year. There's no Reedy this year. So this is kind of like it isn't the Reedy race, but it is kind of like the Reedy race. You don't know what I mean? It obviously doesn't follow Reedy format and doesn't have the international flavor, but this is the first big race of the year. Man, hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Man, your internet's really bad.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know. It's been struggling now today or a couple of days now. Maybe all the snow. Maybe
that
the
might have
snow
something to
is
do.
burying the signal.
Yeah, we need to get you to California, dude. Or out of Finland for sure. We have so what do you think about this? Okay, let's go through some of the results here at the CRC race. So Rivkin wins two-wheel drive. We have Rivkin first in two-wheel drive. Drayton stopped Dragon. It's great to see Drayton back racing. He came out swinging. His dad messaged me about a month and a half ago. And he was talking. It's like, we're coming back. I like Chad. I should get Chad on this podcast. He does not give a hoot, and he will say what he has to say. I like that. Drayton second in two-wheel drive, which is exceptional because he kind of struggled in mod. He went back on to stock, and he's back in mod, and he's pulling on a second. Fend third, four-wheel drive, first Fend, second Rivkin, third Rendekernick, and then truck, Fend, Tollard, and Cav. So I think that's pretty. Let's see, we had one. I don't know. I think Drayton's running AE, so 1, 2 AEs, two TLR, 2 AEs and two-wheel drive, 2 TLRs and four-wheel drive, and 2 TLRs in truck, even though it was a light class. And Born a Crime fucking won everything. He TQ'd and came first and second and four-wheel drive. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give Born a Crime, Matthew Gonzalez, some props. He's doing really good, man. He needs to race some nitro.
Yeah, but he's racing stock.
I know he needs to race mod, but then he said, "Oh, I'm gonna do one more year of stock," and I'm like, Maybe he wants to win the stock nationals and stuff like that.
He's the
need,
Martin Davalos of RC racing.
he's still young. He's still young. And talking to Chad, he says Drayton's going to focus on Nitro this year too. So I'm happy to see what this. I mean, who wants to get Bornacron running Nitro here? Please raise a hand. I do. I want to see these young guys race Nitro, like these young 10 scale guys, the Horns, Rennicker Nick, all these guys. Ooh, we're in for a lot of good racing if it happens this year. All right, Joseph. So did you watch any of this race? Did you watch the videos that I posted up or anything like that?
I watched a bit, but you know what? Mm-hmm. Let's start off with this. 10 scale racing, it's still so boring to watch. I've said this before. The tracks are too smooth and fast. It's boring. They can't do anything. I think to make 10 scale racing interesting, you need to slow the tracks down. Slow the tracks down, make them technical, make people make mistakes, make it so they can actually race each other. Mm-hmm. Now these kind of smooth freeways, there's no racing really. They just drive after each other and take each other out sometimes, or sometimes someone makes a mistake and someone gets by, but it's just boring. It's so boring to watch. And I'm in RC. I'm into RC, and it's boring to watch.
I actually did not watch any of this. I watched the scoring. It was some good racing. And I want to shout out to Cameron Ayers. She TQ'd Iran as well in stock. I believe 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. It's good to see female racers mixing it up in the A mains. So congratulations to her. I think there was some good racing because guys were getting savage. There were multiple incidents. I didn't see them all. That excites me. But yeah, I mean, I did not sit at my computer and watch this. You know what I mean? Like I would a Nitro race. So, but it doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it. So yeah, but I could agree with you. Some more technical tracks, slow it down a bit. And just make some jumps that you have to string together and stuff like that. I would like to see more of a Supercross style. I think a Supercross style 10 scale track, but I mean, it is what it is. This race has been going on for a long time. Congratulations to Bornacron. Congratulations to everybody that won. But we got to talk because a lot of stuff happened at this race. I was reading a race report by, I think it's Butters RC. He actually was part of this. He had a class. I had a lot of people messaging me talking about, oh, Cav isn't looking so goaty. The goat isn't looking so goaty at this race. And I just said, look, calm down. He's on new tires. Not so much a new platform because we've been running the 2-wheel drive for a while. But Cav had a so-so CRC. I think he finished 4th in 4-wheel drive, 7th or 8th in 2-wheel drive, and 3rd in truck. Well, what impressed me was I was reading this guy's report, and he said that Cav actually, after the race, was charging batteries up and back on the track trying to figure things out. So that tells me we're in for a surprise. But we'll talk more about that in the silly season thing. So yes, Cav did not have a goat-esque weekend, but he's got plenty of weekends to come. The young guys stepped up and they put on a show, but it's not without drama. But the incidents happen not just with the young guys. It happened. I saw an incident with Ciccarello and the older guy Horn in the 40 plus, like they were taking each other out. Did you see that?
Where?
In the same race, someone sent me the video, but I have to find it again. But Cheeky and I think Alan Horn is his name. They were going at it really hard in their A main, in their race. So let's talk about what everybody's talking about. Yes, I kind of blew this up a little bit by posting it, but let me tell you, I didn't go looking for it. Someone said, told me, I saw this on the Facebook and I said, oh, what happened? And I saw one video. I said, oh, that looks pretty. Yeah. Hey, this is racing, right? If two top pros, two young pros get into each other at a race, for me, that's news. This is what we look for. We watch racing. Yes, we like to watch racing, but we also like to watch the accidents and the drama and all that stuff. So I thought this was fun. It was a boring Monday, so I posted it up and I got a lot of responses. And I said to myself, if I would rather have people debating about this than debating about than hating each other about what's going on in the world right now. So if it took their mind off what's going on in the world with this little accident, then so be it. Do you have it pulled up there, Joseph? Let's show I actually have it. So let me find it. I have 2 views. So let's look at 2 views here. Hopefully this goes right. Okay. Add to screen. Sorry, guys. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm a little rusty.
Fend got fended.
Let's slow it down.
Someone clapping.
I didn't see that on the first one. Yeah. This is a testament to the durability of the Losi car, because that car took a bunch of cartwheels and then smacked that metal pipe, and he kept on going with a generous Marshall position. I'm surprised you haven't said anything about that. All right. So we saw that. We have another angle too that I want to show people. 1 second. So let me bring that up. We have another angle. This is the live RC angle. And this is from I added the music. Okay, people. Yes, I added the music. It's
I
so
don't share
choppy.
any music. You have to share your screen, dude.
Oh, it isn't sharing? Hold on. It's so all right. Sorry, my bad. Here's the second incident. This is actually from the live RC camera angle. So it got a little closer.
You said we were gonna disagree on this, so
Yeah.
take it back. Okay, pause it there. Pause it there. Okay, now you tell me what you think first. So this is
Okay.
Rivkin is ahead of Fend going on to the front straight. Fend is on the inside, about to make a move.
Right, but
Then
see
they
right here.
tangle.
All right, see
Then
right
they
here.
crash. So
See
what's your
here?
opinion?
Okay, see here. He's floating over this jump. He's going too fast, but this is where he really gets unsettled on number 8. And what happens if you go forward just a touch? Right here, we're at number 8, right? He's on the ground. They're neck and neck, right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets floaty right here. He comes off
he's turning left.
It's not.
Yes, he
I don't
is.
think, because
Yes,
he got
he
floating
is.
here.
No,
This
he's
straightaway curves left,
1
Joseph.
billion%. Rivkin sees Fend coming up the inside, and he turns left to block the line.
It's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, there's something wrong with that.
No,
he's turning onto some Fend is already there. He's turning in on Fend.
No, he's not. Look,
yes, he is. Look,
right here.
He cannot turn left now. He cannot turn left. There is a car there. He can't close the door. He can't take the line away because there's someone there already.
Right. Look,
he
now
made a mistake. He's late. He should have done it before Fend got by.
He should have done it. He should have done it. But you can see right here where his suspension's compression is low.
Because he's turning fucking left.
You know what?
He intentionally turned left to block the line, but Fend was already there. Did he intentionally cause a crash? No, you can't do that at that speed. But he was thinking, I'm not going to allow Fend to get by me, so I'm going to turn left and block him.
You know what my good buddy Mike Hill, you know what my good buddy Mike Hill always tells me? He goes, Lefty, we're racers. We shut doors. We don't open doors up for people. This is racing. I would do the same thing. Exactly.
Yeah, but whose fault was that? 100% Rivkin's fault.
Yeah, but it's a racing incident. I would have been trying to block
it. If this was fucking real cars, then someone could have got hurt. You know, like you don't do that. In RC, it's not real cars, so people just do whatever the hell they want. But those kind of moves aren't good. Like if you want to place blame somewhere, you place it on Rivkin. Like he 100% caused that. He made a
I
mistake,
agree.
went wide, and then Fender was going by him, and he closed the door,
So
causing
let
a
me ask
crash.
you something.
And
Not
he
that-
didn't wait. He didn't get a penalty. He won the race.
Mhm. Now,
You know?
let me ask you something. Not that you would ever be in the class with these guys, but what would you do if you was in Rivkin? You would do the same thing. You
Probably
would be
yes.
like, all right. So what happened is he started to turn left, but then he got unsettled, and by that time it was too late to bring it back. So it's a race.
No,
Yes,
there
it
was
was.
no.
Yes,
there
it
was
was.
not. Being unsettled had zero part in that.
Lies. I think you're wrong. And you know what?
No,
We can argue about this forever, but we're not.
he wasn't unsettled at any point.
Yes, he was.
No, he
And
wasn't. Go watch it
and he-
again.
I
Put it
did
up
watch
again.
it over
it
and
up
over
again.
and over and over
Put
again.
it up again and show me where Rivkin is out of control.
I did. You
Show
didn't
me.
want to listen.
No, go back and show me.
Oh shit.
Put it on screen.
I gotta find them again. Hold on. I lost them because I closed them out. Hear me. I want to see it.
Restore a previous session or something.
All right, no, let's go to the live RC camera angle so we can see. That's the best one.
Yeah. Show me where he's out of control and can't help but hit Fend. Show me that moment. I want to see.
Okay, I most certainly will. All right, can you see it?
Yeah.
All right. All right, we're coming up onto it. Right on the 8.
Okay, why did the car start turning left there? Because he's out of control?
No, listen. He's turning left before he gets to the 8, right? He comes off the 9. He's in the air, right? He's starting to turn left because he sees Fend coming. Nothing wrong with that. He then lands, he's turning left. So he's obviously going left at this point now. You can see that he's crooked, right? So he continues. He's unsettled. His car's off the ground. Fend's car's on the ground.
There's
nothing left.
Unsettled about that.
He was turning left back at 9, and then when it caught her, he jumped off and he went. He actually, if he
had wanted to go exactly in the middle of these numbers, he could have. If he wanted to go to the inside of them, he could. If he wanted to go to the outside of them, he could.
Okay.
100% what happens here is because Rivkin wanted it to happen.
Yeah, you would have done the same thing. You would have done. In fact,
what do I have to do with this fucking situation? The question is, did Rivkin cause this? Did Rivkin do this intentionally? Or is he out of control and it's just a racing incident, like crazy how that happened? Like he had no part in it.
No,
that's the question.
No. Of course he had a part in it. Of course. I actually think Dakota Fenn was the innocent person in this one, but I consider it a racing incident. I think they were both fighting for the. Well, then let's go back to 2017 when Ungaro pushed Mayfield out into the pits and fenced him. You forgot about that, didn't you?
Yeah. No, I haven't forgot about that. What about it?
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
Ungaro didn't have to go as wide, and he fenced Mayfield. He did that on purpose. We loved it, right?
Do we have to? I don't know where that video is.
No, we ain't gonna pull that up. He fenced Mayfield. I'm just saying, right? All right. So apparently there's a lot of booze, and this is what everybody was talking about the next day, or even just that day. And you know what I have to say about this? Joseph? Thank you, Spencer Rivkin, for insinuating the TLR and AE rivalry again. Most desperate, initiating. This is what I think. I heard like he wasn't involved in. I wasn't there, so I can't say. But I heard it was multiple incidents, like with Renner Connect. I heard Renner Connect got hacked, and just incidents like. So I think it was like old days at this race, like AE versus TLR, and I love this. Like, if I'm Thomas Tran right now, I'm putting my team drivers on high alert. I'll be like, all right, boys, it's on. We're going to this race. We're going to this next race. And we're going to be on. And I'm not saying go out there and take people out, but don't be afraid to be aggressive. And if you heard this, if you heard the caca while you're driving, that means team orders, right? That means you heard that caca, 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 caca. That means one of you guys has gotta take one for the team. And if I'm AE, if I'm Rivkin right now, I'm getting to this next. If I'm Rivkin, I'm embracing this. I'm like, hey, I want to win. I do what it takes to win. This is what it took to win. But I also know that if I'm Rivkin, I know I got a bullseye on my back. But you got a whole team to back you up. You got this is the whole thing. You got the whole AE team with the one up AE team and the factory tracks AE team and TLR. Like TLR is super big right now. Like this is like 1990s all over again. And I'm so excited. We're gonna I'm not saying I don't want to see people out there purposely taking each other out, but this is racing. Like people are like, this is just toy cars. You're stupid to be of the. No, let me tell you something. Stop being toy cars because both of those guys get paid. And that position between first and second is a matter of not that I know they want to win, but it's a matter of money too. People don't seem to understand that. That's contingency right there. That they're not from first to second. I'm sure it's a big difference in contingency. You got what I'm saying? But it's not in that. I bet the only thing that could have made this better. You know what could have made this better, Joseph?
What's that?
One thing, if it would have been Cav instead of Fend. Oh my gosh, if it would have been Cav, he would have probably blown. I would have loved to be there when that happened.
Yeah,
he would have lost his crap.
My opinion is that it's not a big deal. It's not that big of a deal, I think, because what happened was it was hard racing sort of gone wrong in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So the intention wasn't to take Fend out. That part is a racing incident, like what happened after that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think that it's not that big of a deal. I wouldn't be like, 100% you have to give a penalty, because there is that sense of it being a racing incident. But I think it's a really stupid choice by Rivkin, like to do that,
Okay.
because you're on the straight and he's already there. So to block him there is not sensible. Like, what's the best outcome there? Seriously, like you have to surrender the position at that point.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between racing aggressive and hard and diving to the inside and pushing someone out or something. Like there are differences to how you race aggressively, and that kind of aggressive driving, that incident that we just saw, that's not the sort of good kind of aggressive, in my opinion.
Well,
so
I get what you're saying, but also we have to understand, like, this happened honestly, like, I think this is how I kind of think. I think Rivkin saw him coming, is like, I gotta block him, right? He blocked him. You say he didn't get unsettled. I think it's like chicken. He went over too far and he tried to bring it back at he tried to, but he realized it's too, like,
no, I don't think so. I think he just thought he was far enough ahead where he still could do it.
Right, but I mean, look at how many cartwheels and how it smacked that. Like, he could have broke. Like, he got lucky. Like, out of this, it meant, like, if he done this intentionally, he could have just lost everything. Like, so I think it was a racing incident. I think Fend and Rivkin are gonna go after each other. I think, and that's good. We need this rivalry back. This is what we need. People's like, this is destroying RC. No,
it's what RC needs, to be honest.
Exactly.
It's stale, it's boring. We need something, to make it more exciting. But to get back to what I said before, I think that more importantly, they need to start building different tracks for these races, because it's just not interesting to watch. Seriously, everyone's doing the exact same thing and just freight train around the track. It's just slow the tracks down, make them more technical. It will make it more fun. The racing will be closer. It will be better.
Okay. All right. Well, that enough about that. I like I said, thank you, Rivkin, for initiating the TLR AE beef again. Well, I don't know why my light keeps switching off. And I also was reading that Matty G got Warner Crime got accused of cheating too, motor cheating by a B-mainer of all things. So that's the issue with that stock class. I like it, but that kid's fast. Like, let's just put it that way. Like, he's good, and he won, and he needs to run mod and nitro. Born a crime. Good luck, good job, dude, and congratulations to. Now, who wins this? Does Spencer riv this? Spencer's got a first. Yeah, I think Spencer wins this. He's got a first in 2-wheel drive and a second. Yeah, he wins the overall in my book. Good job to AE1 TLR 0. Let's see what you guys do in 8 scale. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. So good, because hey, TLR's got a squad in 8 scale. And speaking of squad, Tebow, man, Tebow went up to the Hobbyplex and got beat again by Mason Fuller, and I think he got beat by Wiggins this weekend. This track is Tebow's kryptonite, man. But I think he goes up there because it's a challenge, and the Fullers are super. I mean, Ashton's driving TLR now, so the Fullers have this track done, but those TLRs are really good in that Hobbyplex track. And man, congratulations to Mason Fuller. He beat Tebow straight up again. That's the second time he's done that at this track. No, I think at this track. What do you think about that? Do you think this track is Tebow's kryptonite? It's an indoor track, lots of 180s, you know?
I don't know.
It's just
Never
do you
really
have a
seen it.
yeah, I think he goes up there because it's such a challenge for him. But yeah, he got
Or
beat
does he
there.
live far from the track and it's their home track or what?
No, it's not their home track because it's probably a trip. It's in Omaha or Omaha, I think. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously drivable, but I don't think it's like, oh, I can go there as my home track. But it's a track that that a lot of people go to a lot. And if you got it done, it's like OCRC. If you're fast at OCRC, you're fast. You know what I mean? But I mean, the Fullers are fast, period. And Ashton out TQ'd Tebow. That's a good job of him. I was happy about that. So congratulations to those guys at that race. Horror out at HB, not a big thing. He didn't really do much for HB. He was collecting a paycheck for not doing much, I would say. So HB cut ties with that. And he's like with RC Mart again, but he was with RC Mart before. He is the enigma. Like one day we have to do a video about horror and where his career just went wrong, like, you know, and how it just spiraled down spiraled after that. Like, because he's like what, 41 now, 42, and he's still an RC gypsy. Like, you would think that horror and all this time would have set himself up by this age to be straight in RC and not bouncing around. But see, you can't be a pro driver like that for all your life. Like, it's been gypsying it too much. So it's like his value you think his value is still there, or does he still bring value to a team like he once used to?
He
Maybe
can
not in
if
the racing side, but in
he
knowledge.
can for the right team or right kind of brand, but I don't know what's up with him.
Check your mic when you got a chance too. Invisible Speed, Joseph. I actually need what do I have to do to get those 2 books out to the people that won? I need to talk to you about, but people want to know what is up with Invisible Speed, when is it shipping, etc., stuff like that.
Well, it's shipped now from the printer to the logistics company who then ship it to the customers. So
okay,
I should
all right.
Ship next week, I guess. Maybe some people will get them already end of next week.
Sweet. Also, remember, guys, the Viking Runafolk has launched a new website. It's really good. Check it out at www.davidrunafolk.com. I like it. It's stylish. I wish I could get one like that for the No Name RC podcast. It's really nice. But check him out. I like David's itching to get back racing too, man. So yeah. And the bigger news, disappointing news, but not surprising to me, is, excuse me, the RCGP in El Paso canceled. Oh, that sucks. But I kind of knew this was going to happen. And it's mainly to do with the COVID restrictions and travel. Like, basically, like to do this race, everybody has to come, including you. Everybody from Europe has to come over. Hey, pay attention to me. I'm talking. And it just wasn't. Yeah, we're talking about RCGP.
Okay.
Canceled.
What does that affect?
Well, what I'm basically saying is, yes, like, people can say, yes, there's other races going on and stuff like that. But what they don't understand, what has to be understood is that all the everybody that puts on this race is in Europe. And even the main racers that are racing in are in Europe. So they can't come over to El Paso, unfortunately, right now. So the race can't happen. But that's not saying that, but that doesn't mean that RCGP is canceled, because the Portugal race is in June, if COVID allows it. and then you have, where is it, Germany after that, Joseph? I think it's Germany, and then we have the USA run, Austria, and then you have the USA run. So maybe there still can be a USA run just at the end of it, correct?
Yeah. Last
So,
race.
yeah, should be good. It's not going anywhere. It's just
unless they, start the civil war or something.
Yeah, unless something else. This is 2021. Anything, the start of 2021 has been crazy. So who knows what's going to happen? But speaking on this, do you think we're going to see more race cancellations due to COVID? Like, I'm kind of like planning for
I think it's
DNC.
possible.
Yeah, I'm kind of planning for DNC, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to go. Like, I'm planning and hoping for the best, but I really have to monitor how the situation is, especially with travel and what's going on in California, especially because it's a little bit more strict. Before I really go, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I can't even go.
I know. So that sucks.
I'm not able to travel to America.
Yeah, can you even go to anywhere in Europe?
I can travel in Europe, but many European countries have various lockdowns and stuff. So
yeah, because we have Montpellier coming up next
not
at the end of this
great.
month. Is Montpellier gonna happen?
Yeah,
I think you should get to that.
I guess
it would be cool if you get to that race. So like I said, we have the SIC Southern Indoor Championships put on by Race Time in Alabama this week. That's gonna be the biggest race this week. And then we have the TNR Team Nelson Racing Fuels A Main Challenge at SoCal Raceway. This race actually has a lot of prizes. They got a cash giveaway. Here's how they do it. They have a cash giveaway for $3,000, $2,000, and $1,000. First, $3,000, second, $2,000, third, $1,000, and then fourth to 12th all get $65. But they hold a raffle to see which class that falls under. I think that's pretty cool. So 40 plus might win it, or the juniors might win it or something like that. So that's pretty cool. I like it. I like Chris Nelson and what he's doing, and good luck to everybody at this race. And the track looks awesome. I think it's going to be good. And yeah, I think that's about it for news, Joseph. I think it's time to go on to the Beach RC questions. What do you think? Yeah,
sure.
Beach RC bench racing Q&A. Cue it up.
BeachRC.com, the racers' one-stop online hobby shop. Choose from all the popular brands and variety in stock with super fast shipping and great customer service. BeachRC.com still has the local hobby shop feel with all the benefits of the internet. BeachRC.com is the exclusive distributor for Ultimate Racing, JQ Racing, Pro Circuit Racing Tires, Nitro Lux Fuels, and Assault RC Performance products. So fill up your cart and check out at BeachRC.com today.
Thank you, Beach RC. Thank you to Brent, Lucas, everybody for the support of Brick and Mortar Hobby Shop. Go check them out at www.beachrc.com. We have an affiliate link. If you can use that affiliate link, it is in the written description of this podcast. It really helps us out. Thank you very much. Joseph, get on your thinking cap, dude, because you got a lot of questions here. We got quite a bit of questions here. So I need you to pay attention and stop focusing on whatever you're focusing on in that screen right now, because I see your eyes and I see your brain. Well, you're busy recording with me, so let's go. First question from Chris Trudeau. We only ever hear about tire prep in 10 scale, saucing, burning, cutting, etc. Or does the same prep happen in 8 scale? Is it done in 8 scale? Ironic that for many of the top pros, you hear about the desire for traction and the lengths they go through in 10 scale. So why isn't the same argument in 8 scale by these same pros? Or is it we just don't hear it or talk about it? Is there a double standard? No, I just think 8 scale cars are four-wheel drive, bigger, heavier, and generate more traction.
No, that's not it. Race on different kind of tracks. If we raced on those, if every race was at Thornhill, covered track, no sun hitting the track, smooth groove, then yeah, the tires would be a bigger deal. But when we race outdoors, sun heats up the track, it gets rough, loamy, dusty, like we run pin tires, the additive doesn't matter as much, then it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Also, we run for a longer time. Like, imagine your whole tire program is like worked around some additive and a slick tire, and we race for a 45-minute main. Like, what's that going to do for you?
Additive can help
Not
in
different.
I mean, the most I've done, I think they use tire warmers. I've never used that. I've used sauce in qualifying. Like I said, I think it's good for qualifying. But yeah, we're talking about a whole different game here. A guy might start out on a car with no traction, like Robert. Robert was always known. Battier was always known to have a car good for the last part of the race. He wasn't as great in the first part, so maybe guys set their cars up not to be as good in the first half of the race, but in the second half. So it's 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 just how it is, man. It's just how it is, man. I just think it's more sensitive in 10 scale too, especially with two-wheel drive and just small, just like two-wheel drive cars is harder, like just a little bit more substitute. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember. They're just harder to drive than, not harder, but you know what I mean. Just it's two-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive. So anyway, on to our next question. Justin Huglin, who's a fellow Star Wars fanatic like myself, he asks, I'm so bummed about RCGP. What's your take on the CRC performance? Lots of young talent killing it out there. Yes, I agree. We talked about it. I hope they race Nitro because it's the glory. He races in the Border Wars series. They just made an announcement for 2021 point series. There will be no restrictions on sponsored drivers racing in intermediate or expert. They can race whatever their skill level is at. They will be forcing faster previously. They will hold on. There will not be any restrictions for sponsored drivers racing in intermediate or expert. They can race what their skill level is at. They will be forcing previously sportsman guys into expert, also slower expert guys into sportsman. What is your take? I can see both sides. My question comes, how does the industry stop companies from giving deals to slow guys to keep things fair? Also, with so many discounts available, is it really even an advantage to get 10 to 25% off a product? First off, I don't think sponsorship is a relation to your skill. I think putting limits on people because they're sponsored in entering a class is dumb. I like how Race Time does it. You just race. Like if you're too fast, you get bumped up. Simple. That causes anything. Or we can't not have classes. We're gonna have classes. There's guys sandbagging in fucking sportsmen, bump them up to open. There's guys who ain't as fast in open. They want to bump them down. I don't know. Let them run open, like if they want to do it. I just don't think the skill level creates a sponsorship, especially now. Why don't the companies stop giving deals to slow guys? Well, here's the thing. The race, like, as we can fool ourselves about entries and all this type of stuff, but let's be honest, the participants participating in RC racing, when I say RC, I'm talking about RC racing, off-road, what we do, mostly 8 scale, is dwindling. So the RC, Joseph, I'm feeding back on you some bit too, somewhere. When the RC industry stopped focusing on unbiased media and producing their own media, they also stopped focusing on promoting RC racing to the public. I mean, how many times did you go and pick up a magazine and all that type of stuff? So anyway, but long story short, the industry has created this monster, this business the way they do business, which is sponsor everybody and all that stuff. It's not ideal and it's not good and it's collapsing on people. I mean, we can look at Proline and see that it just doesn't work. And Proline was a prolific abuser of that marketing, that business, what's the word I'm looking for? The business Joseph model that they abused and they were prolific abusers of it. People out there 70 there was people out there with discount with budgets and just getting tires on budgets and selling them at the end of the year. And so a lot of stuff like that going on that they don't know. So if you're constantly giving, like, you have to, like, and then you have to give a lower discount and a lower discount and a lower discount. The only way you can get a sale is to sell stuff at a discount nowadays. Yes, it's unusual when people buy retail, in my opinion. So for the industry to stop that, giving it to slow guys, I think slow guys should be sponsored too if they want, but I think the the only way we can do that is if actually the managers and the manufacturers come together with some rules and some agreements, because you can play by one set of rules and the other team's playing by another set of rules. You're screwed. So, like I said, you have to play this game. Unfortunately, it's nothing. I don't like it, but I try to bring some value to the team, that whoever's joining our team. But yeah, man, it just is what it is, man. This is RC, and everybody's about that discount, and they all need the biggest discount so they can do the best that they can be. So that's not going to, unless we change things within ourselves, that's not stopping. So John Skidmore, thank you for the question, Justin, by the way, and Grogu. Oh, Joseph, I forgot to introduce you to Grogu.
I really don't give a shit about
Say
this
hi to
whole-
Uncle Joseph.
No.
Grogu. You're one miserable guy.
Yeah.
All right, your good buddy John Skidmore. You love arguing with John Skidmore.
He's the UK's average American.
Oh Lord. Anyway, John asks, will the 8-scale worlds happen in Brazil? And then Fred Costa, who's Brazilian, says yes, but my guess is for 2022, everyone is welcome. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, because 2022 it's supposed to be in Spain. I think
move it forward.
I just think they need to scrap. Honestly, and no offense to my Brazilian mates, I don't think there's going to be a Worlds this year. So, and I think
there's probably no Worlds, and they should skip over Brazil completely, but they probably won't.
And the reason I say they should skip over Brazil completely is because it's just going to be incredibly expensive to go there in 2022. And we don't even know what like people were complaining about expense and all that stuff before this. So I don't know. I want Brazil to have the Worlds, but I honestly just feel like it's going to be 2022 and it's going to be in Redovan or wherever. Yeah. Number right, RC. He's all excited to go to SIC. He says, "How was your holiday break? It was good. When will we have more Black Edition e-buggies in stock?" That's a good question, Joseph. Any idea on that?
Well, if it's not this next week, then it will only be end of February because of Chinese New Year.
Yeah. So hopefully next week. And he says, "Who's your top 3 picks for SIC?" To be honest, right, RC, I don't even know who's going to SIC at this point. So I can't really say. I looked at the entry list a couple of days ago, but it's incomplete. So I can't say until I actually see the entry list. So we shall see. I mean, Tebow does good at this race. I'm sure he'll be there. So we'll see. I honestly don't know. I have to see who the lineup is, and then I could go from there. But you have fun, man. I know you're excited to go there. Edwin Ortiz, right before a jump, corner, break, or coast. Which one, when, and why? There you go, Joseph.
Depends on the jump. Depends on what you need the car to do. If you just, let's say there's a jump and you just hit it even throttle, like you make no change. You just
It's not a jump. It's a corner.
What?
It's a corner.
What was the question?
Yeah, let's go back. He asked right before a jump / corner, break or coast. Which one, when, and why?
Yeah, right before a jump
/ corner. Okay, so it must be like a jumpy corner. I don't know.
He is asking right before a jump or before a corner. What do you do? It's 2 different things. That's how I understood it. Yeah, if you just hit the jump with no change, like you're full throttle or half throttle or whatever, just drive into it. Maybe if the jump is small, for example, your car might like flip, like the rear end goes high. It might pogo stick, If that sort of thing happens on a jump, you would want to accelerate on the face so that it jumps nose up.
Mm-hmm.
This can happen, for example, on jumps that are worn out, or there's a hole in the jump or something. So if you want it to jump stable, in a normal fashion, you want to accelerate on the jump. Use the throttle to make sure the car jumps correctly. So throttle control on the jump, accelerating on the jump, can help that. Or then if there's a big jump, a high speed section into a jump, and the jump face is kind of big, no issues in the car jumping in a weird way, but it's easy to overshoot the jump. The top guys actually brake on the jump to slow the car down. So they approach it super fast and then they brake.
Scrub.
So yeah, it scrubs the speed off when you hit the face of the
And pops
jump,
it up.
and you brake. The car doesn't jump as high and as far, and they time it so that they hit the downside of the jump. So it depends on the jump itself what you want to do. Also, when there's a jump, for example, where you want to sort of turn the car a bit to prepare for the next section, it really works. Well, it mainly works when you are accelerating on the face. So again, maybe you have to let off the throttle a bit, then accelerate on up the face and turn the wheel on the face of the jump. And that then flicks the car in the direction you want to go. So yeah, that's what you do before jumping. And for corners, well, just watch the video I did with Bruno Coelho on my YouTube channel. That's my answer for corners. Okay, focus, Keenan.
Cool.
What are you doing?
Sorry. Wife is messaging me. She thinks the world stops when she wakes up at whatever hour she wakes up. Mike Walker predicting COVID RC in 2021. Nobody can predict that. Where the hell is JQ Balls edition? You love balls so much. If Savoya came to JQ, would you make a pillow ball car?
No, I wouldn't.
All right.
I'd make him a C-Hub car that he enjoys driving.
He also asks, hold on. Why in the hell do people keep switching chassis? Because this is RC, Mike. It's always the car. Has TLR left any races for the rest of the brands? They have scooped up a lot of people. Yeah, will anyone be running Proline besides TLR drivers? Yes, of course. Lots of people are. Proline isn't getting anywhere. I think actually Proline made the best business decision out of most of these companies. So yeah, definitely will be, maybe not as much because they ain't getting free tires no more or big budgets, but definitely will be people that we run in Proline tires. Charlie Mack, seriously, an update on the book. We talked about that. He asked whether it be a pop-up version. No, an audible version narrated by James Earl Jones. That would be good. That would be good. All right. Chris, you know what, man? I think like whatever you got planned, because I don't know, but everybody's asking about what you're doing with a new car. I don't know why my camera keeps shutting off. I must have messed up. I must have made a setting or something. Messed up a setting. Chris Oxley, JQ, what are you working on at the moment? New 8th car or 10th buggy?
I'm not working on anything. I'm working on YouTube videos. I quit making cars.
All right. Charlie Mack, with 2020 being the all-time weirdest year in RC, who won and lost both Kool-Aid season and silly season? I don't know what Kool-Aid season is. Silly season, it's not really finished. I'm still waiting. Well, chassis-wise, you want my opinion? Who was probably the biggest loser chassis-wise was S-Works. Because I know they went from having Cav. I'm not saying no, listen, but that's still a good spot. They went from having Cav, maybe having Mayfield. They almost had Mayfield, I think, and he's got Heckert now, which is a good pickup because he's a young, fast. I rank Heckert a scotch below like Tyler Jones and Stefan Daniel. He can mix it up with him, and he'll be as fast as him, but just a touch. So I think they'll be good, and I actually think you'll see a lot more S-Works people regionally and nationally in America this year. As for the winners, I think who do you think won silly season so far, Joseph? What's the best move for you of silly season? I have to say Cavallari, man.
Who as a brand or as a driver?
As a brand, I would say TLR, man. To be honest. Oh, I would also have to throw Agama in there because they both lost Lots, Nemo, they lost Lutz, and they lost Jones, but they still have Rose, so they're all right. I want to say for me, TLR made the best moves. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Yeah, maybe TLR won it.
And I also have to throw Tekno in. I don't know why they have 4 top drivers, but they have a good problem. And I think Tekno has the best one, probably the number 1 8-scale squad going into 2021. But we'll talk about that another time. That's about it, Charlie. We're going to talk more about silly season in a bit. We're going to get through these questions. Wyatt Gaskins, for JQ, I'm a big fan of your story and your vision for improving RC racing format in general. If you weren't a car designer and you were only a racer, knowing who and what you know now, which company would you choose to drive for as a factory team driver based on design and credibility of the chassis and the team support? That's actually a really good question. So who would you drive for, Joseph? If you was like a pro driver and you didn't have to design anything, who would you drive for? Who would you like to drive for?
I drive for Serpent.
That's your man crush on Billy. That's
I
your
knew
man
you would
crush
say
on
that. I knew
what's his
you'd
name
say
again?
that.
Billy. I
Billy
forgot his name. He needs to come on the podcast, man. Yeah. Serpent, you really do like that car. You always go back to that car.
I think it's the best car actually right now. Like it has there are some things that I don't. I think there are some things that are holding it back that could simply be fixed, and when they would be fixed, it would be the best. Do you see what I mean? Like, so yeah, I would do that.
Okay. I don't know, man. I think I would honestly get a Tekno. I got a Tekno HB, I think.
Jesus.
Or a. Yeah, I would. I like the Tekno truck. I do. I really like the trucky. Matt Petrie, was Mayako just a front or a drug operation? Well, we'll find out Friday, hopefully.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
Okay. Chris Boyder, what's up, Gator Man? This is a good question. When will the next RCGP documentary be available? Joseph,
Actually, I think it should be around now. It was
Okay.
originally supposed to be before Christmas, so 1 month late sounds about right.
Also, he wants to know what 8-scale chassis will Brock be running now that he's on Reds?
A Gamma.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Gamma. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about Brock here in a bit too. Karsten Lehman. Is he from Finland or something?
No.
He goes, did JQ find out where the new WRC buggy is made? Show number 106. He even put the time stamped on her. There is basically no way they have made them in Italy. I think you said that, quote unquote.
For what?
He actually put he goes, did JQ find out where the new WRC buggy is made? Show number 106.
Taiwan is the former Intech.
Yeah, but he also put a link to a video her with customer success story, Luca Giatto. I'm gonna have to watch this at another when I'm not on the podcast. But yeah, I've heard that too. I don't think they're made in Italy. Maybe they're shipped to Italy and then pieced together there or what? I don't know. I just can't see it being reasonably priced and being done in Italy. Like, you know what I mean? So anyway, I've heard the same thing. There's a lot of you would know definitely for sure. Adam Ian Reevy, happy birthday, dude. It's your birthday today. We all know changes are happening, but what I would like to know is what's JQ's plans for the future? Besides YouTube, will he still be a designer for JQ Racing now that he has been sacked?
Yeah, I was fired from JQ Racing, much like Trump is being fired right now, just because speaking truth to power is just not the right thing to do. The brand struggled 10 years and we haven't taken over the world, so things have to change. So I think JQ Racing thought that the best change would be to remove the JQ. So I'm done. Now I'm becoming a full-time YouTuber. The next PewDiePie. But, better quality videos. and that's what I'll be doing. So I'm slowly phasing out the RC from my life. 3 months I haven't driven now, and that's it.
You're such an idiot. Such an idiot. Magnus Bergland. Will the rest of the world lower their nitro percent as Europe have now new laws that will most likely restrict it to 16%? What is going on with that law, Joseph? Actually,
I don't know. Sounds like a stupid law. It actually has something to do with fighting terrorism. Can you believe it?
I know that's what it's about. It's not about. I thought it was about the environment or something, but it's about
just
terrorism.
to make it harder to get your hands on nitro. But this is actually where a federation like EFRA should be handling it and get some sort of exemption. Like, look, guys, nitro is used for our fuel that we use to race and blah blah blah, and figure out a way where it can still be used.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah.
Then we have a whole bunch of questions from the European guys, and they're mostly about what direction is the new JQ going, geometry wise, this, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
For all the JQ stuff, you just have to wait like a few more weeks and
yeah,
you'll know everything basically.
I'll even know everything because I'm out of the loop.
Yeah.
Joe's
What's
there,
the rush anyway? It's COVID lockdowns and shit. So,
dude, I think people are really anticipating what you're gonna come up with if you're coming up with something, because you know, you've been talking about it for 10 years. People want to see what you've learned in 10 years. Are you nervous?
Let's put it this way. So, the 10 years you need to shake things up. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change the game on many levels.
We've been, I think, okay, all right. I'm not going to talk about that today. Joe Zaire Jr. ran out of talent. What's up, Joe? Check out his podcast. Is JQ going to partner with Nick Wally to make the car better? I respect Nick's opinion as much as as Joseph's, and I think he has some ideas. Yeah, Nick had a little hard time with the first outing on the car.
Yeah, typical American, didn't want to listen to advice, wanted to do his own thing.
Oh, shut up.
That's how it always goes.
But did he listen to you in the end?
Information, they don't follow it, and then they do their own thing, and then they ask, what's wrong? And did you follow the advice? No. Okay, then. So now next time, follow the advice, and that's where we are right now. So let's see how it goes now that he runs the setup that we recommend. We'll see. It's not.
Yeah, he's got a big race this weekend.
Yeah, if he hasn't gone to the track between the last race and now, then I don't expect any change.
He has. He was at Thunder Alley the next day.
He hasn't messaged me, so I don't know.
I was talking to him. He says he's very comfortable now.
Okay, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. House of RC, go sign up. He has a question. A question from us at House of RC. What is one of the features you would wish to implement in HRC to better support the NNRC podcast? Oh, you're gonna accept RSS feeds? That's great. Then I can just load my podcast here, and it goes automatically to my House of RC profile for the No Name RC podcast. I'm happy for that. If I could do it with YouTube eventually too, that'd be great too. So you tell me you're doing that. Thank you, Connie. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support, and everybody, man, please go sign up. It's important. We have 2 more questions. Shane Gagnon, does JQ have a big enough shovel for all that snow? Dude, you got a lot of snow. Snow. Finland. Do you live like, is Finland up north, more north than the other Scandinavia? It's in the middle, right?
It's really far north, yeah.
Well, how north? You live farther north than like Ronnefeldt? You?
Yeah. He lives in the south of Sweden. I live in the south of Finland. Southern Finland is basically like halfway up Sweden.
Okay. All right. We have 1 Instagram question. Remember, guys, if you want to follow us, please go. We're trying to boost our Instagram. Go check us out. I'm very active on Instagram nowadays. RC Kevin, my boy up in Quebec. What's up, dude? He's doing some great content too. Check him out. What is more profitable, YouTube or having an RC brand? Well, I'll tell you what. If you can get 100,000 subscribers, which you won't on your YouTube, you'll be all right. You'll be making decent money, I think. I think you'll be making more money than RC cars.
If what?
if you got like 100,000 subs, I think you would be making a decent paycheck every month from YouTube.
It's not about the subs, it's about the views. And
Yeah, I know that.
I'm not interested in making the kind of videos that get views.
Right, I get that. But he asked the question, what is YouTube or having an RC brand? And he says, on a
I
serious
mean,
note,
YouTube by far, like if you, let's say you're as successful as you possibly can be with an RC car brand, or as successful as you possibly can be on YouTube, a billion times over is bigger.
okay. Cool. That makes sense. He also wants to know is what do we think about running clutches on e-buggies? I'm gonna tell you, I hate it. I hate working on clutches. I run e-buggy because it's plug and play. I don't want to mess around with clutches. How about
I
you,
think
Joseph?
that the clutch on an e-buggy would be the best thing on the e-buggy. You could throw the rest of it in the trash and just keep the clutch and put it on your nitro. That's what I think.
I think they need to. I mean, if they're programming these drag ESCs to be stuff like that, I think they can program an ESC or your radio to have a clutch feel. But I definitely don't. I mean, I know why people run it. I just don't want to go through that. I run like e-buggy is a secondary class if I was going to a race. I'm not trying to put too much time into it. And a clutch is more maintenance that I do not want to deal with. So good stuff. Joseph, I think that's all our questions. Good buddy.
Okay. See you next week.
No, we're not done. Thank you to everybody that sent questions. We greatly appreciate it. And you know what? We're going to go on release. Remember, check out Beach RC. Use the affiliate link. It helps us. If you don't use the affiliate link, just say, "Hey, I heard about you guys on NNRC." Whatever. Cop you guys some swag. I gotta get designing some new swag here. Get Brent put it in the shop, and we can get you guys some new stuff. If you guys want some decals, though, if you order from Beach RC, just put it in the notes. You would like some NNRC decals, and they will throw it in. Hopefully. All right, Joseph. So let's go on to the SRC RC Thought of the Week. Sun City RC Raceway, home of El Paso's world famous true old school motocross inspired 8-scale off road track. From handicap accessibility and covered pits to drop gate starts, this world class facility has everything needed to give you the professional feel with the amazing views to match. SCRC has 4 acres of parking with plenty of room for RVs and trailers. The racing can carry on into the night with a well-lit track and pit area. SCRC is privately owned and run by the Showers family, who have been in the RC scene for 20 plus years. Joey Showers, who loves Joseph, Christian and Corbin, great people, nice family. They treated us really good when we went there, had a lot of great time there. They also own their own equipment so they can make frequent changes to the track and keep the racers entertained. When they have bigger races, they hire professional track builders and race directors as well. Please go follow them on Facebook. If you're in the El Paso area, go by, give them a check, say what's up to Joey, and tell him JQ loves him. So thank you to SCRC for bringing you the RC Thought of the Week and supporting the podcast. Just the RC Thought of the Week is, will we see the TLR AE beef rekindle this year?
No, but I hope I would like to see it, but I don't think we will.
I think we're there. I think it's going to happen. This CRC race gives me hope.
It's not.
I think we need to happen. I mean, let's be honest. This is the strongest TLR has been in a long time. I think they're just now just getting over the damage that that happened when they let go of Drake about in 2015, I think it was. 2016, 2015, when they let go Drake. I think they're just now overcoming that damage on the race side. Then they had Kevin Gahan, like they just didn't know which way they were going. But I have to give Thomas Tran his props, man. He's done a great job of organizing. He's got regional reps. I believe he's now the Pro Line team manager. So he's wearing 2 hats. So he's into, but Tran knows tires. I mean, he was at J Concept for how many years? So he knows. I'm sure he knows secrets from J Concepts and is applying them to Pro Line. No one never thought about that. I don't know how much he was in but Tran knew his stuff at J Concepts. So he's now at Pro Line. He's organized everything. And I actually think that TLR is in the best position they've been in. I mean, look at them at DNC last year, Joseph. It was a massive team all the time. Now, I'm not saying that the TLR 8 scale is the best car out there, but it's going to be in the hands of it's just you're going to see it like, and I actually think now kind of TLR has the upper hand in 8 scale. In 10 scale, they're about equal. But see, in 8 scale, AE just has Spencer, they have Cole Tollard, and if Ongaro comes, but TLR has Cav and Fend, and I'm telling you, both of those guys can win. And Rivkin, for me, in 8 scale is not. He had a so-so 2020. You know what I mean? Cav had a better 2020, way better 2020 than Rivkin in 8 scale. I think we're gonna see this, like, and I think it's gonna come back to when it kind of started was gonna be this internet, these things that happen at CRCRC. And you know what? We need this rivalry because it was so awesome back in the day. You know, I want these team managers to say, hey, I want as many TLRs in that A-man as possible. I like
I'd like
I
that.
I don't want any AEs in the man if it was 10 cars, it's never. Or you know, or hey, that guy, like I said, I'm not saying people should go take people out, but if that guy taps you, Robin's racing. Like, we need this. We need this. We need this. We also need that driver who's gonna come out and say, hey, like, I know we're talking about TRA, but if I had a pro driver right now, you know what I'd say? I'd be like, all right, you're going to SIC? We're doing a video promo, just like wrestling. Have it set up. This guy, I'm gonna like, look, man, don't be disrespectful, but I want you to tell everybody that you're gonna kick ass at SIC and take names. Simple as that. I don't want to see you saying good luck to nobody or nothing like that. I want you, I don't want you to be an asshole. Don't get me wrong. You help those that need help. Even if they're not running your car, you help them. But these pro guys, we ain't got time to be friends with them and wish them good luck, man. We're coming here to win. This is racing. This ain't bloody tiddlywinks. We're here to race. Racing's like, people like, this is toy cars. If an incident happens in NASCAR F1, everybody's talking about it the next day. This is racing. We take this seriously. You and I, we do, this is our living. I don't race. You don't race. Well, yeah, you do race. But you know what I mean? These are these guys living. It's a difference between the weekend warrior, which supports these guys who's out there, on the weekend, and these guys, that's a difference between money, between a couple of hundred, like a really good contingency paycheck and a bad contingency paycheck. But also they want to win. They want to beat each other. I want these guys to stop being so PC. I'm not saying be disrespectful, but come on, man. What's so boring? Oh, we're not going to talk about that incident at CRC. Oh, TLR, AE beef. No, that wasn't happen. Too much drama in RC. Well, guess what? RC has been boring without it. Who was all excited?
Not enough drama, really. This is something that I'll bring up also in my next videos. I'm making a 3-part video series on the industry, where we are now and where we are heading, what the issues are, and maybe possible solutions for them. And I agree with you. It really is boring. It's boring for people in RC, but it's worse for people who are not in RC. Mm-hmm. We need something to attract them to it. People, I think, are so wrong when they say that, oh, this drama drives people away. No, it doesn't. Like, if people were fighting in the pits and swearing and yelling at each other, that would be an issue. Like,
yeah, I'm not saying that.
Like, yeah, I don't want my kid to go there, but that's not what's happening. Racing hard and getting emotional and sharing your true opinions and this kind of stuff, that's fine. That's great. Mm-hmm. We need to promote the actual human being driving the car, because that's what people will care about. Mm-hmm. When we follow some sport and we have our favorites. They are our favorites because of who they are as people, what we have seen them say and do, and that's why we follow them. So if we don't know anything about these nerds running the cars, then we don't care about them, and it's boring. Mm-hmm. And when it's like that, why would the people who are bashing with their Traxxas cars, why would they get into racing if there's nothing to inspire them? There's nothing to draw them in. There's no excitement. They watch race on Live RC for 3 minutes and it's boring as hell. Nothing is happening. They don't know who the people are. It's boring. So we need something.
Mhm.
Even
I agree.
I'm in RC and I cannot sit down and watch the CRCR race because it's too fucking boring. I think
Well,
that's a problem, to be honest.
I guarantee you, had if I was Rivkin, that's what I said earlier. I said, I know we're going back to this instant, but I really wish you would have hit Cav because I think Cav would have said something. You know what I mean? But if I was Rivkin, he's been labeled with this many times throughout his career. I would embrace it. I would embrace
Like
it.
Bam Bam Basha.
Yeah, I would be like, yeah, if I'm here to win, don't get too close to me. Yes, you're gonna get a lot of. You're gonna have a boozer.
Yeah, that I actually agree. Like that would be a story. There would be people who would openly then support him and like him and be like, "That's my guy." There would be people who would be like, "I don't like that guy." That's a good thing. That's what we need. But when you try to be like please everyone and go down the middle and not, it's just boring and no
Mhm.
one cares.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
even myself, you know me, like I always try to please everybody, but I've made a resolution in 21 that I'm not gonna be able to please everybody. So I have to say what I have to say. And if it's right, it's right. But yeah, I definitely am all for this. I'm all for rivalries, period. Like, you know what I mean? TLR versus AE, that's obviously a long time rivalry. It died. I want it back. I want that back because that was exciting. You know,
The
like
big
TLR.
thing that happens when you have those rivalries, if you have two drivers that have a rivalry and it's public and people know about it
Everybody be
and
watching that
they
race.
both of them embrace it and understand this is like they don't need to hate each other.
Nope.
It just needs to be a thing that they need to beat each other on the track,
Hum-
right?
yeah,
That
exactly.
makes it a lot more. That would have made this race exciting for me to watch. For example,
Mhm.
if there were two drivers racing first and second, even if they stayed first and second for the whole race behind each other, but I know the backstory to why this matters so much. I really want the guy in second to win, or I really want the guy in first to win because I know them as human beings, as people, and I know the backstory. I know they have this rivalry going. And for that reason, it makes it exciting. And that is completely missing in RC. And I think to a large part because for whatever reason, there's this idea that the drivers have to be so PC and not say anything, basically. Like they don't share their real setups. They don't
Mhm.
share what they actually do on the cars. They don't share what products they really use. They just share some like standard. This is the standard setup we run. Like put this on your setup sheet. Don't mention that you do these modifications because we want people to believe that the car is great as stock, and if you use some other manufacturer's stuff, don't mention that. This and like it's just too sort of controlled and
Yeah, it
corporate, like
is. And
it
that
has to be this way.
and they
And
have
then
sorry, go
they
ahead.
don't, like something happens in a race. Mayfield's throat punch was a nice exception to that. Maybe a bit extreme, but like that's
Mhm.
what we need. Like just state your actual true opinion and your feelings. What happened? Mayfield said that. What happened? Was he fired? Did he lose his sponsors?
No,
No.
everybody watched the next race. They raced that.
Yes,
Everybody was excited
exactly.
about it.
So yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah. If I was these guys need PR managers. I don't understand why these companies haven't hired PR managers for these guys because they don't care. They want to control everything. Let's be realistic. We all know that they want to control the media. They want
Well,
to
let's
control
put it
everything.
this way. I mean, Horizon Hobby sent me a cease and desist
Oh, we
because
forgot
of a
all about that.
YouTube video.
Yeah, we forgot
Because
all
of it.
about that.
Yeah, they sent me a cease and desist because I mentioned them in a YouTube video and made a joke
Well,
about the name. I
yeah, I
said
know.
TLR, team losers and retards, team last resort, as a joke. You can go watch the video. Obviously, I didn't take it down because it's stupid. It's most ridiculous thing ever.
Hey, man,
So, I mean, if
that's the
that's the
problem.
attitude, then yeah, I understand. But
Exactly. But that's corporate. That's corporate. Remember, you've been sued before. Well, been attempted to be sued before.
it's not being sued. It's just a
Well, you know
cease
what I
and
mean.
desist.
Well, you know what I mean. But I'm just saying, we forgot to talk about your cease and desist letter from that. But I also would like to eventually get some TLR drivers on her. So I don't want to, I don't want to go too deep on it. But man, I am all for this rivalry. I am for all rivalries. Let's not just talk about it, but the main rivalry is gonna be AE and TLR because it's such a long history. And man, honestly, I just look at some of these guys and like I would just embrace it. Like Quartz, he embraced the bad boy image he had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he represented that. And we haven't had anything like that since
And you know what? You know what about Coates? I think he had good deals and got paid to race even after he stopped doing well, because he himself was a brand in a sense.
Exactly. He's like Quartz. If anybody knows Quartz, send him a message. Tell him you need to come on the NNRC podcast till he eventually comes on there because he wants to come, but he doesn't want to say stuff. See, that's the thing because he wants to come on, but he's got to be careful. But I want to hear his story because he's one of the, But anyway, enough about that. But he was part of this too because he was TLR back in the day and AE and all that stuff, so he would know. I just think we need this, man. Honestly, we've turned the industry has turned RC into this PC. You can't say anything. Everything has to be serious, and it's just not like. I just like, come on, man. Like rivalry, like Ferrari doesn't like Mercedes, Ford doesn't like NASCAR. Ford doesn't like Chevy, and all that type of stuff, and they all hate Toyota. So, like, can we just enjoy this and enjoy this as fans of RC? Remember, we're not all going to be pros, but we can sit back and watch these pro guys run because we hold them to that level. So, anyway, I think the AETLR rivalry will start. I hope it does. Let us know what you guys think because we went on a little bit too long about this subject, and it's now time to talk about what everybody has been talking about for the last few weeks, and that's silly season. But before we go on, thank you, SCRC, for bringing us the RC Thought of the Week. Let us know what you guys think. Do we want to see the rivalry start back up, or is it going to start? I think it is. And should we have, like, honestly, man, I would be like, I'm sick. I'd be like, all right, let's go. I'll make a nickname. I'm nicknaming all these drivers. So, hey, let's say we had Tyler Jones. Tyler Jones, I'd be like, Dark Horse, look, I need you to go. I need you to look. I want you to do this with shades on too. You know what I mean? I'll be like, hey, look, we're going to do this video promo. I want you to just relax. And I just want to say, hey, yo, I'm going to SIC. I'm coming. This is like, maybe not Tyler Jones because, he has nothing to lose. But just, like, we need to embrace this stuff, man. And we need to brand ourselves better and make it more exciting. Simple as that. So let's go rivalry. Let's go on to Silly Season Talk. This is brought to you by Tekno RC. Thank you, Tekno RC, who I think you guys have probably the best 8-scale lineup going into 2021. And hey, check out Tekno RC.
Tekno RC. Tekno RC. Tekno RC is a premium manufacturer specializing in 8th and 10th scale high-performance off-road RC buggies and trucks. Visit www.teknorc.com for a complete catalog of their products. Tekno RC. Excellence in engineering. Hashtag Tekno Takeover.
And thank you, Tekno RC. Thank you, Tyler Hooks. He made that video up for me really fast. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Tekno RC, Matt Walter, Danny, all them guys. I should talk to Danny and get a techno track for that interview. I mean, he makes those beats and all that stuff. Tekno RC, been a long time supporter, and they bring you the main interview of the podcast. It's all about silly season, Joseph. Ugh. We got a lot to talk about. Let's see where my notes are. All right. Do you wanna talk about the Proline purge real quick? We can't linger too long on these topics. So, let's talk about the Proline purge.
Okay.
The Proline purge is going to happen no matter if Horizon earned it or Proline earned it.
Why?
That's my statement. I didn't realize how many people you think they ain't getting paid. I'm pretty sure they're getting paid. But once I saw like McBride, Boots, Drake, Tasman Leaf, I was like, wow. Imagine how much that cost Proline a month. Just imagine.
A lot of people are getting free stuff.
No, but I think all 4 of those guys are getting some salary. You don't agree with me, but I think they were. I think they're getting some sort of salary and they're getting a shit ton of free stuff, right? Why I say that is everybody's like, oh, the Proline, the ruining art, that done, Proline's done. Man, Proline, I'm actually going to make a video about this and look a little bit more in depth into it. But I think Proline, I think that was going to happen no matter what. Like, it's unfortunate. I get it. These guys, they're paid. They can't stay at a place that isn't going to pay them or whatever. So they have to move on. You know, that's how it was. And they made the decision, I guess, whoever, because Horizon's a corporation. So somebody's there who's checking the numbers and saying, hey, hold on, all this product and we pay all this money to this person and this person and this person. And they just say, hey, these are the cuts that got to be made. We're going a different direction. And they have to go their separate ways. So, that includes Corey Drakenberg too, because there was like a happy marriage. Him, Drake, and Tasman, they were traveling around doing all these different races, video and all that stuff. God does a great job of editing and stuff. His videos are great. I mean, they were sponsored by Proline, so they're heavily favored Proline racers, but it did get a little old, only being about Tasman. And like I found that my lights just went out. I think one of my lights just went out. Hold on for a second. Entertain the people, Joseph.
You can edit this out. You don't need to do anything about your light.
Just okay, yeah, it's fine. Sorry, what was I talking about?
Tasman. It got boring just watching Tasman.
Okay, well, that whole happy marriage is over. I actually think that what Proline done with just like they got all team reps now. They got team reps throughout America. I think Proline's gonna be fine. They got Cav. I think Fen will do one more year in J Concepts, and then he'll be running Proline. And I don't know what the future holds for him, but I think if you're to get the best deal on Proline tires, you're probably gonna have to run the whole Horizon package, which is what they want. But we shall see. I actually think it was a smart business move, and I think it was the start of a reset. I think that the whole Proline purge was a product of the abuse of the business model that Proline was prolific in using, and lots of other companies in RC, and they fell victim to the earn business model. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I don't know that necessarily Proline was sold because
I think
it wasn't going well for them or something. I don't know about that.
I don't know that either.
Going really well, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to cash out right now. Things are awesome." We don't know that.
I don't know that. I think they did things to make sure. I think there's 2 reasons people sell: because they made it and they don't want to do it no more, or because they're in financial difficulty, right? Or they probably predict to be in financial difficulty.
I don't think they were in financial difficulty.
I don't think they were in financial difficulty. I think the decisions that they made, like decisions that Horizon made to probably downsize their team and who they pay, had to be made at the end of the year. And I don't think Proline didn't want. Not saying this is the reason they sold, but I think the decisions that are being made now would have had to be made no matter who earned it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Proline has done it before. I don't know if they would have done it now.
They probably wouldn't
have done it before, where they cut down their team a
lot. Now, imagine the blowback that TLR had when they let go of Drake. If Proline might have done that, they might have suffered the same thing. Because let's be honest, like Drake, he's very influential, and
I think they will suffer the same thing now also. So the thing that I understand, yes, downsizing the team and all of that. The thing that I'm curious about is, will it become a thing where basically the only people who are running Proline are TLR drivers? Because that's kind of the direction they're going, which I think is a huge mistake if we look at the racing side of things. But they don't necessarily care about the racing side that much. They just want.
I think you're wrong.
To put you're wrong. Proline tires on the armor cars and have their stuff. Like, racing is small compared to the hobby side of
way smaller
of RC, and Horizon is mostly on the hobby side of RC. yet they have this brand TLR that goes racing and they pay drivers to do it. So do they actually need to go racing? No,
No.
not really. They don't. So look at Traxxas. The Traxxas doesn't do racing. So it's not like they need Proline to appeal to everyone. They need all different brand drivers to use Proline. They don't need that. So
Right.
to me, if they don't want it, and it almost looks like they don't want it, because
No, I don't. I think you understand.
I honestly, it looks like that everyone who's not running TLI is no longer on Proline.
There's like
Okay, so what
Cody's
high
still running
profile
Proline.
driver?
Oh,
Cody
well,
who?
okay, obviously no. Neil Craig, Yal Figueredo, a couple other guys. Here's
Isn't Figueredo running AKA?
I think it's from running Pro Life. Could have sworn I saw him. Yeah, with that when they Cavallari. Like when they announced the drivers, they showed who was
Cavalieri is running TLR.
right. Pro line. Well, okay, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, what I mean is that they are sort of getting rid of all the high profile Proline drivers who are not TLR.
Mhm.
So will it become a situation in a couple of years where people who run Proline run TLR, and that's what's pushed?
Well, I think I like I said, I think if you want the best deal on Pro Line tires, you're gonna have to run the whole Horizon package. TLR, Spectrum, or maybe not Spectrum, but they basically want there's the TLR guys to be like on what Dakota Fenn's on, which I mean you've tried that too, but
yeah. So is Penn going back to Proline when his
I
contract?
bet you he is. I bet you because he's a company man.
Yeah.
So
that will be interesting to see, I think, because
okay.
block engines, for example. No one really runs block except Tekno drivers, if you think about it,
Mhm.
or Bullet and the Gamma. And
I definitely a lot of people run when they ran Bullets because they were good priced. I definitely think I don't think Proline's out of racing, but I think that they're obviously Horizons of bashing is way bigger than bashing, scrolling, and all that stuff is way bigger than racing, RC racing. But I think they're gonna be good. I think they just did I think they made the hard decision that was gonna have to be made anyway. Simple as that. And they'll take the blowback because they can. The thing is, Horizon can absorb the blowback. You know what I mean? Whereas Proline probably couldn't absorb the blowback of maybe.
I think they could. Proline is a big company.
I don't know, man. I mean, look how long it took TLR to come back from the.
Proline doesn't. I don't think Proline also relies on the racing that much.
No, they
to be
don't.
honest. Like the
But they spend a
serious
lot of money
racers
on the racing side.
the serious racers who are really into it and get discounts and race on weekends, I don't think that's really what they are relying on, to be honest.
I agree with you, but they still spent a lot of money in racing, and they were paying these drivers as well. So it comes down to that, man. At the end of the day, all right. Here's a move that I think, if it's done properly, will be very beneficial for the company. Drake to JC. I think two things here. I remember we talked to Rona, and we asked him about like going out to the West Coast, and he said it's just logistics wise, it's difficult. Like, because to compete with Proline and AKA, because I mean, literally on the West on a SoCal race, the Proline trucks always there, or the AKA trucks there, and you could just go buy, most of the times you can go buy tires at your cost right off there. Well, J Concepts didn't have that. So I actually think them hiring Drake is a good move. Who doesn't like this move? I should have brought him on this podcast, but we'll get him on her. Jeff Keaton doesn't like it. Him and Drake are teammates now, so he does. He's not too happy about this. But if Drake is going to establish, which I think he is, because he's smart, and it can be profitable for him in the end. If Drake goes over there and starts carrying product to races to sell for J Concepts and has a place for them, like becomes their guy over there on the West Coast, which is what I would be working for, then this is great for J Concepts. But it's also Mayfield. How old is Mayfield now? 34, 35 maybe?
I don't know.
No, he's getting up to 35. If he's 35 now. Let's be honest. he maybe has 2 more worlds left. 8 scale worlds. We're talking about 8 scale worlds. Because Tebow, Cav, and Mayfield all have 10 scale worlds. None of them have a 8 scale world. And I think they all want it more than anything. They want it. I think this move is also about getting Drake on the same tires to help. I think this is going to help Mayfield somehow, especially at Worlds events. Well, we're gonna probably have a Worlds, but definitely I think Drake will help Mayfield a bit more. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a good move for J Concepts, definitely, because they already have that results. They need someone like Drake who isn't really there only for the results, but more sort of an influencer for the majority of drivers. I think
agree.
it's good for them.
All right. I think it's good to them as well. All right. I'm going to come back to Cav at TLR because we're probably going to talk about that for a lot. Jones to Tekno. This surprised me. Tyler Jones, the dark horse to Tekno. I know Tekno now has Tebow, Bornhorst, Van Dalen, and Jones as their top drivers. You'll see all 4 of those guys in A-mains, I think, at any races. But the squad below that's good. They have a squad. After that, Tekno has a deep squad. I don't understand this move. I don't know why. I don't know why Demo didn't try to keep Tyler on. But I'll tell you what. If I'm Tekno, this is what I'm doing. I'll be honest. All right, you got Tebow. He rejuvenated his career. He's had a great 2 years of Tekno. He's probably signed another 2-year contract. Joe Schmedium 2020. But Seth and Dalen's had a great 2020. And now you got Jones coming in. So you got these 2 young guys who are going to be battling out with each other. Seth and Dalen and Jones are going to be battling with each other. But they're also going to be going after Tebow and Bornhorst at the same time. I think Tebow is going to be all right. He's pretty settled and all that type of stuff. I don't know what. I just kind of think I think they're going into this year with 4 top drivers, and I think they come out in 2022 with only 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that, especially if they're paying all of them.
Right. So I think if I was Tekno, I'd be like, all right, we're paying. I don't think like Jones or Van Dalen. I kind of feel that Jones is getting paid because I know he wanted to get paid. So I assume he's getting paid. He wouldn't have went there if he wasn't. And Seth Van Dalen probably should be getting paid. But I honestly think like Joe has to step it up this year. You know what I mean? He has to step it up and podium. We talked about it on the ranking system. Like we should see Joe winning some of these races. But I definitely think at the end of 2021, it's going to be 2 top. I think it's like her Tekno goes, all right, boom. Here you guys go. We got all year to race it out. May the best 2 men win. That's what I would do at Tekno. And then I'll take the 2 best guys and then go on like that. So I think Jones to Tekno. I mean, I could have seen him going to S-Works. I could have seen him staying at Nemo. I would love to have him at JQ Racing. But let's see. I'm interested to see how this works with Jones. He's hungry. He has beat these guys at PMB. He's taking a year off from school to race. So I'm interested to see what this move to Tekno brings. He did race it the other day a couple of weeks ago at the ROCK race, but he had a flame out and he finished 3rd. So it's going to be interesting. I'm putting a lot of hopes on Jones. I think he can be the guy to I think him, Seth Van Dalen, and this next young man I'm going to talk about, Spencer Heckert, who moved to S-Works from HB. I think these 3 guys are going to take it to these older guys this year and some other young guys. So, yeah, Jones to Tekno, Joseph. Your opinion on that? Okay.
I think it's good for Tekno. He's a good driver, and I'm curious to see how good he can be. Really, to be honest.
Me too. I think the spotlight's going to be on him and Seth this year because people want to see how good they're going, and Spencer. Because now, all right, well, let's talk about that. Spencer Heckert to S-Works. I think this is a good move for S-Works and Spencer. He can kind of come out of the shadow of Cole at HB because I mean he was racing, like he was making these mains right along with Cole. I think he's young. He's gonna go to all these races. He gets along with Tim Lime, Camden, all that type of stuff. I think we're gonna see Heckert shine a bit more because he now has the chance to be a number one driver at a company. Your thoughts on that, Joseph?
What is his actual best result?
I'm not sure. He didn't have a really good DNC, but he did well on all those East Coast races they had last year. I don't have his results right here. I just think he's still young. I think he's in like 17, 18. And I think he's going to I think he's gonna, like, you come out of that shadow, like, Cole's the guy and but I think he'll be all right. We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be a little difficult because S-Works isn't in America isn't as big as HB. So we shall see. We shall see. I think it's a good move. Let's talk about, all right. We'll talk about Cav, then let's talk about Brock. So let's talk about the GOAT, our good friend, your buddy pal, and my friend too. I think we're friends. I don't know. Maybe we're not. Maybe he just acts like it's my friend. But the GOAT, Ryan Cavallari, who I happen to like a lot, who I happen to think is going to be extremely fast this year. TLR Pro Line, best move for him. And since he left TLR to go to AE in 2005. I think it would have happened. You know how I think, remember in 2018 when he left AE, when I said, yeah, TLR would be the best spot to go for him, go with, but I don't think TLR was ready. I didn't have everything in place because let's be honest, like Cav's high maintenance. You got to have a mechanic, you got to have all that type of stuff. If he doesn't like it, he's going to tell you off, like, all that type of stuff. They didn't have all that in place in 2018. They now do with Tran. They have Barry Baker. They have all these people to help Cav out. I think Cav, like, we went from Cav being out of RC and probably not racing to winning the last big race in 2020 and like the biggest sign of 2020 of 2020-21 silly season. If you guys haven't seen my video about this, I think Cav has positioned himself in a great position. Not because I think the car is the best out there, but I think it's probably the best car for him. Lots of steering. It's super fat. It's super twitchy. He likes that type of stuff. And I think he's going to have the support and the networking and the people at these bigger races to help him out that he used to have at AE, which he kind of didn't have at S-Works. I mean, remember DNC 2019, which was him, Canas, and Canas's mechanic in a container at DNC. So I think this is going to be good. Let's not use CRC as a gauging point, because I honestly think Cav wants to focus more on 8 scale. Cav wants that 8 scale world championship, man. He wants to be the first one of those three guys. If Cavallari wins a 8 scale world championship, I think he could be considered the best of all time. What do you think? I think he's going to go on as one of the best, if not the best of all time. But if he can win an 8 scale world championship,
he's already one of the best.
I know, but it would, yeah, man, your internet's really bad. If he won an 8 scale world championship, it puts him above.
Right.
Yeah, of course. Your internet's really bad. Because look, don't get it twisted. Cav, Mayfield, and Tebow, they all want that world championship, man. All want it. All want it. What are your thoughts on the Cavallari TLR Pro Line move, Joseph?
I gave my thoughts before. I think I said, like, it was a bit surprising because this is a risky move risky long-term move. I think this is a very short-term move for him because because it's not like after he stops winning, they'll keep him around. That's not going to happen. He'll get fired or contract not renewed. So this is definitely going to end. When he stops winning, he's done. Whereas
I agree.
When he was with S-Works and Raw Speed, at the very least, Raw Speed was a deal where he could have built a relationship to where it's a job, well-paying job to still race, go to the track, be a part of RC. even after he stops winning. Do you see what I mean? And S-Works, probably the same thing could have, happened. But with TLR, I don't see that as an option. There's no way. Like when his value drops as a professional racer, he's done. So that's why it was a bit surprising. But then again, he wants to win still at this point, and he thinks that if he goes to TLR, he will have a better chance at winning. So it makes perfect sense. He gets the same money or better money, better support, because there's more people around him. Okay, it's a good deal now. And when the time comes that he isn't winning anymore, maybe he just wants to quit and be completely out of RC. Or maybe at that time, then he looks for a deal like that where he can be a part of something like Rawspeed, for example, could have been. So
make no joke, he has to be fast right away. He doesn't have a year to get up to speed. You know what I mean? I think he knows that.
How long was his deal?
I don't know, but I just think that he has to produce immediate results. Because and honestly, we all know that Fend is TLR's man. He's still 23, 24. He's got a long career ahead of him. He's got lots of national titles and possible national titles and champions.
That young still?
Hey, Fend's been on the scene since he was 12, 13. See, that's what it is. Yeah. So I think this is good for Cav. I think he's gonna he has to shine. It's not just about. I think he has to. And he finished off 2020 on a good note. And I honestly think he's probably getting the same money, but he wants that world championship, man. He wants to do well. He wants to win. He wants that nitrous to glory, man. And it'd be a shame it would be quite a shame if Tebow, Mayfield, and Cavallari retired and none of them got an 8-scale world championship. I think it would be. I think it
would be surprising.
I think, and I think for 3 of the guys that have dominated RC for so long and changed everything, driving style and RC and stuff. Not saying they're still 3 of the best in the world, but I'm just saying, I know it. Like I know they want one. I know I would want one. So I think this is good. He actually did sum it up. I was kind of hoping that maybe he rides off into the sunset with Horizon and finds a loop somewhere where he could get in. I just don't see that with him. So I think he has to be fast. He's going to be fast. And I think he's going to do what he has to do to be fast. I mean, if you're staying after the race, you got a so-so CRC, and you're charging up packs and going back out there again, I like that. I like that determination. That gives me hope. Let's go, Cav. We need to get him on this podcast again. Talk to him. All right, let's talk about probably the most, I would say this is the most controversial guy that come out of 2020 and the whole situation. That's with Brock Champlin, who's now going to be running Schumacher and Agama. But I don't know if he's stuck in the deal to run Agama. Maybe he is now. But man, there was a lot of drama involved with him going to this. Like, let's go back a little bit. It kind of started. I don't know him personally. I don't know him, never met him, all that type of stuff. I know he did well at 2019. He's really fast on carpet. I want to see him do some more 8-scale racing, more dirt racing. But like, remember when his car shut up and almost hit that person at the Florida Carpet Championships here at the end of 2020? Joseph? Yeah. So it's kind of like, I didn't like, and that's when I kind of started hearing that, like, he's had lots of incidents, like he's just, like, he wants all that AE, he isn't happy there, and he just signed for AE a year ago. You know what I mean? So this situation is just so weird. And the thing is, his brother, Blake, still runs for AE. And I'm reading his letter, like, he goes, to the RC world, as many know, there was a controversy of exactly what happened with Associated Electrics, and I'm here to clarify the rumors because, quite frankly, I'm finding it obnoxious and irritating having to explain myself over and over again. Well, you know what, good buddy? I'm going to tell you something. Right now.
You didn't do a very good job of clarifying, though.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something right now. You want to be a pro racer? Guess what? you are going to be under scrutiny at all times. I know that sucks. You need to have your privacy and all that type of stuff too. But man, you're just gonna have to get used to that. Like, even myself, I just don't understand this whole thing. He bought out his contract, Joseph. Is that like, was he not getting paid that? Was he getting paid that little where he could buy it off, or is he just loaded where he can buy? Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe he wasn't paid at all and just had to buy out, the free stuff he got.
Maybe he wasn't. I know he wants to get paid. I heard where he went looking, and I heard what money he was looking for. I heard he was looking for like Cav and Testman and Mayfield money.
How much was he looking for? Like
whatever they make. He was trying to get
how much shit? Say it. Don't be a pussy.
I don't know. Like we estimate that them guys make what, 10,000-12,000 a month. Some
so you
of
don't know. Well, no, not from one company.
Not from one company, but from all the companies. Sorry. He was, but he was probably asking what they want. I would say 2-5 a month, maybe 2,000 to 3,000 a month from these companies.
So you don't know actually what he was asking for.
No, I just know what I don't know exactly what Mayfield and the guys were getting paid. What that Cavalier and the guys are getting paid. I have an estimate. I don't know exactly, but I just know that he was asking for similar salary.
So like 2,000 a month or something.
Roughly about that. I could be wrong, but I mean, I don't think he's worth that. You know what I mean?
So anyway, so what's your point? Then I'll tell you what I think.
I just think, like I said, I wanted a guy that's going to come out here and not give a fuck, but I don't want to, about what things are going on, but I don't want a whiny guy. Like honestly, man, you're under scrutiny. I know it sucks that people are messaging you and asking you where you're going and all that stuff. And he says, messaging your family and all that stuff, and your name's being run into the ground. I mean, you're going to have to kind of get used to this if you want to be a pro driver, because you're going to be under, and now you're going to be under even more scrutiny. So I would say to Brock, embrace this. Like, stop trying to clarify yourself. You got a good carpet. You are a super fast carpet racer, probably one of the best in the world. You now have a Schumacher car, which is pretty much designed to go on carpet over there in the UK. You're going to drive an Agama. Like, well, now's your time. Go take these cars, go out there and kick ass and run. You say you want to run nitro. Well, let's run nitro again. Let's go kick ass. Stop trying to clarify things. Let's go. Show people why you need to get paid.
Yeah, I think it's good also that there's a bit of interest. We were just saying that there's nothing interesting.
But I don't want why. I don't
personalities.
I know that.
Yeah,
so I do. I'm like,
but listen. The fact that you don't like what he said, or
that's true. I don't.
His
I don't
attitude or whatever. Yes, you did. You don't want the whiny guy. You don't like it.
I don't.
I know, but that is actually what is good about it, because some people will like what he said and support him,
too.
And that's the whole point.
I like that.
So that's why I think it is good. And so, having said that, I do think that it's kind of ridiculous. Like, he wins that race and he thinks he's Mayfield kind of attitude. Like,
he did win that. He won that race the year before, I believe, and he did do pretty good at the 2019 Nationals.
What did he do?
I think he was top 5, maybe.
So you don't know. Well, anyway, but he's under contract, so isn't the point, like, much more sensible move was to finish your contract and renegotiate and get something better,
I agree.
That's what you do. But now he made a big fuss out of it and be like, look, I'm too good for this. I'm not getting what I deserve. Made a big fuss, and I think labeled himself as a bit of a risky guy to sponsor and to pay, So it's a mistake in that way. So now he's actually under pressure to perform and prove that he is that good and not have any drama and stuff, because it's also a good way to ruin your career by doing something like this, because RC world is so small. Right. So it's actually going to be interesting to see now. But this is what we need. Like, now, maybe when people know about this and he bought out his contract and he thought he wasn't getting the support from Associated, he thought he's too good, he doesn't get the deal he's deserves. Like, he's basically saying like his deal with Associated is holding him back, and now he's free to go and dominate. So
I don't think
now we need to see that from him. So now it actually is interesting to see how he does at the races, because this
I agree.
happened. So while I don't agree with what he did and how he did it and why he did it, I think it's a good thing he did it. You see what I
agree.
mean?
I actually do agree with you on that. I kind of trying to say that in my own words, but I just get it bumbled up. I just think you're gonna have to be getting used to scrutiny. If you don't, well, if you want to, then fight with everybody. Maybe he can be this guy, but I just don't want it to be whiny. Like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Whiny. I just want it to be like, hey, yeah, now go out there and like you're gonna. And I do think that Schumacher will gain a lot of popularity in USA, and not just because of him. I think because it's going to replace Yokomo to an extent, even though they're not done.
Yeah, maybe. But Mayfield wasn't at that race, by the way. If you notice,
I know we're going to talk about that. I just think
I want to see him. I want to see him run the Schumacher cars on dirt in America and see how well he does. That's going to be curious.
Yeah, I agree, and I definitely want to see. He's going to be running the Agama, and I guess it's going to be him and Brandon Rose, and I want to see this guy. He's going to be a pro racer. I want to see him at these races. I want to see what he's going to do in Nitro as well, because I think a lot of these young guys, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I think he's all right, but I just
you know what? Actually,
either he wasn't getting paid or he wanted more money.
Yeah,
it's one of those two things.
You know what? I think we've said on this podcast. I don't remember when we said it. We said that there was this, like, Europe has this new generation of racers and America doesn't, because at the time it was like Rivkin was like the last guy to come up, and like, where are all the other guys? But within the last year, we've really seen them arrive now, and they've arrived through 10 scale, but they are moving into 8 scale, and I just like, actually, Mayfield also arrived through 10 scale, and Cavalieri also. So I think they will become the next top guys in America, and so the next generation has now arrived. And
I agree.
This is when it is going to become difficult for Tebow, Mayfield, Cavalieri, who else? Tessman, these guys, the older established guys, to still stay on top. Like, in the next few years, we will see that change when these guys, Tom Rindeck,
Mason Fuller,
the brothers. Tollard. What's those two nerdy brothers run Associated, have their own team?
The Horns.
Yeah, aren't they also super fast?
Yeah, I think he went full factory AE now. I'm not sure, because he left.
And then the Champlins, and so there's a number of these guys now. Drayton
coming up. Spencer Klein, he's another fast. So I said it.
They have arrived now.
Yeah. What did I say last year? The Midwest is the Italy of America.
Yeah, it really is now.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited. I think now, I think the CRC showed me a lot of that too. But yeah, it's a lot of these guys. It's good, but it's gonna come down to how they perform at these big races too. It's gonna take some time, but they're gonna have. And these guys, they all range from ages too. Some, and then we can't forget we got little kids like Little Bump, who's still out there racing hard, and he's off to 6, and he's racing pro, and he's only about 9 now, probably going 10.
Yeah.
So, I think that's going to be, he's going to smoke everybody when it comes time, and he goes. Yeah, interesting thing. I agree with your points on that, Joseph. Good points. And the Midwest is the Italy of America. All right. So we still have some up in the air. And you know what? I think Brock's going to be successful with Schumacher. And I just want to see these guys race Nitro. So Tessman, man, our favorite Canadian. Going from Pro Line, going from OS, which 13 and 12 years, that is a long time to not have to worry about an engine program and a tire program.
Yeah,
that was 13 and 12 years of not having to worry about having the best engine or the best tires. Not saying, you know what I mean, but come on. So now we haven't heard anything.
Well, he did worry about the tires, let's be honest.
Yeah, I went to J Concepts, and you got all Hey, He-Man J Concepts, and you got burned for it, and you got crucified for it. Oh, I'll never forget. I didn't know. I wasn't friends with you at that time. I was even saying, how? Like, they shot the messenger. Like, oh, I thought it was awesome. Testman. The rumors are FX engines. I'm hearing hot race tires, maybe raw speed, maybe no tire sponsor, maybe freelancing like you and Runabout.
Yeah, X-Ray do that actually. See, even Bruno is, freelance basically. He runs whatever.
Or if or they make you
Fire is the
run
same, I think.
or they make you run tires at world events no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, Bayer
Like,
did it, got fired
yep,
by AKA.
yep, at the
Testman did
world.
it, but nothing happened. So
Yeah, well, there's definitely. Let's not talk about the tire sourcing at the 2015 Euros where they let our good buddy Walanka take out the fall for it.
yeah.
He's been on a
Everyone's
tirade. He's been on a
everyone's
downward.
sourcing tires. Everyone stops except Walanka. Walanka gets forced and blamed.
He's a car. I wish he would come back. He's an amazing racer too. Like, I wish he would come
Yeah.
back. But I think that was his downward spiral after that. Like, he just hasn't been the same ever since. Then he went
JQ Racing. Hey, JQ Racing should hire Walanka just to do the RCGP rounds. Like,
He should.
that would be such a fun time.
He did get a Mugen and was threatened to come back out, but that's a guy we have to talk about too. We haven't talked about him for a long time. I should get him on the podcast. Yes, I should.
Ooh.
Is his English good?
He barely speaks English.
Oh, fuck.
I think.
Damn it. All right. So Tessman, we talked about Tessman on the driver ranking video, and we actually realized that we have been overlooking him for a while. He's actually been getting he hasn't won anything. That's the problem.
What do you mean overlooking? I said this in the ranking thing.
Right. I realized we was overlooking it. Like, we went back and looked at his world performances, his podium, every worlds.
Yeah.
He's on the podium, but he just hasn't been able to get that win in a while. And let's be honest, he hasn't won 8 scale since what? When he first went, did he? No, because he didn't win DNC. Yeah, he just hasn't. He's won 8 scale races in X-ray, but he hasn't won a big 8 scale. Like, when I say big, like a DNC, a nationals, a Silver State, stuff like that. He hasn't won one of those races in quite some time. And he was very quiet, obviously being in Canada this year and not really traveling too much. But I just find it strange that they're going from. I think he's just going with the Madman Marco Barufalo package. FX engines, hot race tires. Hit up Marco Barufalo, who you love so much, to get set up out. I don't know. It's an enigma. He has not announced where he's going. And all that stuff. So what are your thoughts on this, Joseph? I think here's my thoughts on whatever. If he goes no tire sponsor, I think it's a good move. I think whatever he goes is going to be good. But if he goes to a particular brand of tires, it's going to be a learning curve coming from Proline, where you have unlimited resources and tire compounds, and not unlimited, but so many, to go into a tire company like Hot Race, who's still developing their compounds, still coming out with tread patterns and stuff like that, or even raw speed. So you don't have that. That's like a safety net that you always had that you don't have no more. But they also had that OS engine, like, the OS engine that they got great mileage out of, that they were able to use, and they never had, all that type of stuff. I think those are two big. The tires probably more, but also the engine. Those are two big parts of your program.
The engine's going to be a bigger deal, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Because Barofalo and what's his face, Coelho, have been flaming out. Coelho flamed out at the Worlds, Barofalo flamed out like 1 million times. And they always say that they run out of fuel, which I don't always believe, but they can't. I mean, well, they can be lying every time, but either way, let's put it this way. If they just flame out and there is still fuel, that's a problem. Why do they have ghost flameouts like that randomly? If they are running out of fuel, the runtime is very inconsistent for some reason. So there's some sort of issue going on there. I'm curious to see how it works out for Ty. Can they figure it out? You know, I don't know.
We aren't sure where he's going yet. I don't know. He hasn't said anything.
Yeah, the FX posted that they have a world champion joining. Like, who else?
Okay. I didn't see that. I don't know, man. I think what we're seeing here too is we could go back to when they got let go from Proline. Is because we all thought that they were going to go J Concepts. I'm been told for a while that Tasman, the Tasman's going to go to JC, and Jason really wanted them at some point. But I think what it came down to is money, because it's not just Ty. I'm pretty sure you have to help Gord at the same, because it's like a package. You can't just take Ty without Gord. You get what I'm saying? So that's becoming that's one of the reasons why everybody was suspecting that Gord and Ty would go to TLR. I just don't see it happening, because you have to take the package. You know what I mean? So with that said, maybe if they go hot race, for instance, or even raw speed, maybe Gord steps up in that position. Like, I don't think he had a position at Proline, but obviously he had influence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I don't think he was. Let's put it this way: I think Gord was getting some money from Proline, or getting some subsidies from Proline, probably through Ty. You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
Man, for a man,
I think Ty's salary goes to Gord's account, and then Gord gives him like 5% of it.
I don't know how that happens. I don't know. I'm just saying. You see, you got all personal. I'm just saying, Gord is working in RC, so time is money.
Gord gets all the money and then gives Ty an allowance.
Oh God, we're gonna get a letter
So
from extra.
if he gets the best lap, he gets a bonus. And if he TQs, he gets a bonus. Every time he crashes, Gord reduces the allowance that Ty gets.
Okay, see, you get all excited and you start going overboard. Calm.
This is what I truly believe.
Okay. I think
actually, okay. So let me just say one thing. So I have heard. This is not now my story. I have heard that there was a point where Gord made more money than Ty from a company. I'm not kidding.
Oh, he would have
I've
to make
heard
money
this from a good source, that there was a point in time where a company was paying Gord more than Ty. This is what I've heard.
I'm not disputing that. I'm not surprised at that. I mean, at one point, Ty wasn't.
I am surprised at that.
No, because at one point you got to remember that Ty wasn't even old enough to do anything with his salary. But I maybe happened later than that. I don't know what happens with these.
I'm gonna get a cease and desist.
I know.
Cease and desist from Canada, allegedly.
Oh God.
This is.
I do want to get Ty on
allegedly.
This podcast at one point,
allegedly, Gord got more money.
I think whatever they
definitely he is paying Ty an allowance. That's how it goes.
Oh gosh. Anyway,
by the way, have you seen recently Ty looks like Gord?
Oh, it's his son.
He's grown up. He got a beard.
Yeah, he's 27 years old.
I saw a picture or something of him. I'm like, holy shit.
He's 27.
Yeah.
He's not a kid anymore.
But he went from like 14 to 27. Like it was 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 27. You know, so like 14, 14, COVID, you see 27. Okay. You know, so it just sort of, I don't know, it hit me differently somehow.
I think they'll be back up to pace. I do think it's going to be interesting to see. It's just like, you got that engine, that runtime that you had, unless FX has done something, and you just sometimes does that tire, like, you know what I mean? So it'd be something though, because remember, if they go to hot race, because remember what happened at the 2018 Euros when they made Coelho switch from hot race to Proline for the final? That pissed Nico off so bad.
Yeah, but he won. Coelho won.
Yeah, he did.
So I think that the Testmans will figure it out.
Of course.
It's not that big. The Testmans, they do their own thing. So that's one thing about them. They truly do their own thing. They figure out what works for Ty, what do we need, how can we win. So some top drivers, they sort of run what other people run. You know, they follow us in that way, and then they are just so skilled and talented that they win. Ty does his own thing. His car setups are very different because he, I don't know, drives a different way, likes a different thing. So yeah,
I think
they'll figure it out.
I think they will get it. I think they will. It's hard. They can't really do anything up there in Canada because it's snowing. So, they can't really go test nitros and all that type of stuff. And so they're not going to have much time to get back up on pace once they do. You know what I mean? So we shall see. It's going to be interesting. But he's Thai and he's good. And they, like you said, they will figure it out. And they will. But even like X-Ray doesn't seem to be gaining much traction in America too. It's expensive cars.
No, not really. Yeah. Well, maybe more now with Ciccarello.
I actually think that's who should be the U.S. team manager. I think he did a great job.
I don't think he wants to be.
Yeah, I don't think he wants it either. I don't blame him. He's probably making better money real money out in the real world, and less headaches. But he did a great job at Serpent. In fact, if you trace back where Serpent's downfall started is when they let go of him, if you ask me. Well, let's say Serpent's not, because that's a company that's pretty much in America non-existent anymore. I know long time Serpent guys. I know long time UK popular. Long time Serpent guys who are just gone. Like, it's like, man, I don't know if I should stay or go.
I don't think it's popular in the UK.
Yeah, Tony Advoca does a pretty good job over there.
Yeah, all right. But is it really popular in the UK?
More popular than America.
Are we talking 8 scale now or what?
Both? All right, so we touched on this. The other move, there are other moves like engine swaps, like people moving tires and all that. Joe Bornhorst went to J Concepts, stuff like that. But I think two things I read this week. You bought, actually too close to the mic, so I'm coming and getting feedback. Mayfield's future for 10 scale, because I also saw that Lee Martin is staying with Yokomo to the end of this year as well. So, the rumor is that like Mayfield was linked to S-Works for a long time, and they thought it was a done deal, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. From what I heard, he's going to be running 8 scale, 10 scale cars. But I mean, I could also see him running Yokomo to the end of the year. Why not?
I'm trying to think how I heard this, so can I say it?
Well, I heard what you said too.
No, I told you.
Yeah, but I asked somebody else and they said yes.
But I'm trying to think that was I told this in confidence. I don't think I was. Who could have told me this? Wait, let me think. You know what? I really can't remember. Shit. Well, since you've also heard it from probably someone else, then. Can we say it?
I don't know. No, I heard it's going to run AE cars. I thought it was going to be through 1UP.
Yeah, well, what I heard was basically that he's going to run AE cars, and it's just through J Concepts.
Right, so 10 scale cars.
Yeah, 10 scale. So he runs Mugen, and then he runs associated cars thanks to J Concepts, where in reality it's associated helping also.
I think so. That. Yeah, I would believe so.
But
so
they
now,
do through J Concepts because they don't want to have 10 scale only guys,
Right. It's similar to
so it's sort of like a satellite team deal almost.
Right. I get that. I mean, why? He might also decide to stay with Yokomo for the rest of the year. I mean, he still has to get paid for the rest of the year till the end of the year. Yeah, but is this lining up going 10 scale AE? Is this lining him up to go full AE in 2022?
I don't know.
I could see it. If he's going AE 10 scale this year, I don't see. I think the only reason Mayfield would stay on mute, like if he doesn't go AE in 2022, I'll be very surprised, or maybe another company. But I think the reason he would stay with Mugen is because he's just so comfortable with that. I think he thinks he will have the best chance of winning a world championship with that. So let's see what he thinks at the end of 2022, if there's no worlds this year.
Yeah.
If there's a worlds this year, he's okay. But I don't think there's gonna be. But if they're thinking like that, like I don't know, like we all know that Rona really is AE. He's run AE for as longer than Neil Craig, I think. So I think this would be a great place for if he went to AE, I think it'd be a great place for him to end his career. And I'm not saying that his career is over, you know what I mean? But I don't know the ins and outs. We'll see what happens. It's strange that he wasn't at the CRC race. He'll probably be at SIC this weekend. Maybe not. But yeah, it's interesting to see. I think he has many choices. He can stay with Yokomo to the end of the year, go do this route. He could have went S-Works. The world, hey, man, I think the RC world has money and open arms for Ryan Mayfield. Most companies, wouldn't you? Like,
I think so. Yeah.
I think he's the one racer who can say, "Hey, I want to get this or nothing," and it will happen. You know, right now, because just how popular and how good he is, like, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see. I think that's all the silly season news that I have, Joseph. And like, yeah, that's it. Yeah. TLR really grew this year, 2020. They're super big in 2021. S-Works has Heckert. It's going to be good. Brock to Schumacher. Cav to TLR. Drake to JC. And of course, Jones to Tekno. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Tekno team and who comes out on top with that. It's going to be, if we get to race, it's going to be an exciting. I think we're going to see rivalries in both 10. I think we're going to see 10 scale heat up because the rivalry is going to be there, I think, and we're going to see it boil over to the 8 scale. I can't wait if it happens. I can't wait to see these young guys and all these veterans go at it. I can't wait. It's going to be good.
It didn't end up being the silly season that I expected, really. Not quite. So
was it bigger than what you thought?
No, smaller. So
Really?
maybe the end of this year after COVID, maybe.
Do you think we're going to see a driver without a deal in 2022? I think there's drivers.
It has to happen. It has to
I think
happen.
there's drivers out there now that were getting a salary from tire companies that aren't getting a salary now.
Yeah.
I think they're just getting free product, maybe some contingency. Is this the reset that the industry needs? Or the start of it?
The start of it, I hope.
I hope too, because it's obvious that the business model that we're currently like doing is not sustainable and collapsing. And like people are like, it's always what's the word I'm looking for? It's always brimstone and fire from you guys, Lefty. No, like open your eyes, you can see this type of stuff. We want to grow RC, make it cool. Joseph, do we have a rant?
No, we're done.
We don't have a rant. We've been talking 2.5 hours, everybody. We don't have a rant. We will have a guest next week. It's good to be back behind the mic. Thank you, Joseph, for your time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Let us know what you guys think about silly season predictions and some of the stuff we rambled on about today. I always like to talk to people about certain things. If I missed your question, I apologize. You know, some people send me private messages. I don't get them. Yeah, let's go, man. 2021's here. We don't know what it's going to bring. Hopefully it brings some racing. We got a lot of racing this weekend. Good luck to everybody that's racing this weekend, traveling. Please be safe. You know, use your mask, social distances, all that type of stuff, man. Come on. Just like, let's do what we have to do to keep on racing. That's my thing. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on. We got, like I said, SIC, A Main Challenge, CRC, plus probably a lot of races going on this weekend. Everybody have fun. Good luck. Send it without responsibility. And let's see who comes out on top here. It's going to be an interesting week of race. We're probably going to have a lot to talk about next week as well. Joseph, anything you want to add before I do my outro spiel here?
Goodbye.
That's it. Anyway, guys, Nitro's the glory. E-Buggy pays the bills. Thank you for listening to us. We are back. This is episode 108. Thank you for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to all the NNRC squad around the world. Thank you to all the patrons that support us. We greatly appreciate it. If you wish to become a patron, there's a link in the written description of this podcast. Thank you guys for that support. It helps keep bills paid, new equipment, all that stuff. Thank you to all the awesome companies that support us. They are, Joseph, I have to bring you back. I have to bring you back, Joseph.
Why?
Because I can't remember all the sponsors, and it's right here because they changed up. And you should say goodbye too. So anyway, thank you to all of our awesome sponsors. Remember, go to the Mayako website and IG, and you can fill that out because you can win a buggy. They're going to do the drawing this Friday, what they said in the press release.
But I'm not. How do I do it for Facebook now?
I don't know. I don't know. So remember that we are going to hear some news from Mayako this Friday. So looking forward to that. Thank you to Tekno RC for their long time support. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to Beach RC, Lucas and Brent. You guys have fun at SIC. Remember, guys, go check them out. Grab yourself some NNRC gear. Shout out to JQ Racing, man. Good luck to all the JQ Racing guys this weekend. Racing SCRC. Hey, track looks awesome. Hope you guys, it's really unfortunate about RCGP, but RCRC will be great, and go check them out in El Paso. Racecraft USA, get your command module, manscaped.com. Remember, there's a promo code for that. It is promo code no name in all caps, 20%. Papa Willie's Traction Tonic, check them out, 10% off that as well. All this is in the written description of this podcast. RCGP, RCMX, Wally Bilge, JQ Threads, House of RC, everybody sign up. Shout out to my boy Connor Ehlers of Duluth Cranes. Thank you for your support. Remember, everybody, Nitros to glory, e-buggy pays the bills. If you ain't grinding, you're sliding. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Let's all change RC together and make it awesome. Joseph, I am out. Lefty out. See you guys later.
See ya. What about the outro?
Yeah, I forgot the outro the last time. Here we go. Drop the outro.
Thank you for listening to the No Name RC podcast.
That wasn't so bad.